All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight for a very special show. I've got not only one, but two very special guests waiting backstage on the StreamYard. One of them is Crazy Kid 949, somebody that I met last week through RJ Sandefur's channel. RJ Sandefur's been a long-time friend of mine. He is a YouTuber that is blind, and he has Asperger's, a form of autism, but he's a great dude. He's amazing. He's a great networker, and he connected me with Crazy Kid. And should we just wait and surprise people who that special guest is going to be tonight? Let's just get right to but first, let me do this. Let me make sure everything's running smoothly first, okay? The back end of YouTube is rolling well. And the notification that's gone out, let me do a sound check. Tonight for a very special show. I've got not only... All right. We are rolling well. Tonight's show is a brand new series I'm starting out here where I'm going to be bringing on people from my community, primarily other YouTubers that are aspiring YouTubers or established YouTubers that are looking to either grow or further grow. And they're going to be sharing their stories on these YouTube streets. And that's why this show is called YouTube Street Talk with Crazy Kid 94.9 or whoever the special guest will be. So let's bring both special guests on right now. Please welcome to the show Crazy Kid 94.9 and Mr. R.J. Sandefur. Big round of applause. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on your show.
Hey, you're
it's nice
very
here
welcome.
In
Yeah. Well, nobody knew that RJ was going to come on. It's a great and pleasant surprise, right, Crazy Kid?
Oh yeah. I was looking forward to linking up with RJ on StreamYard earlier today. Just in a private chat, just in a private, don't even put it on YouTube, almost like a video phone call between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and something happened.
Yeah, timing didn't get there, and
timing didn't get there. But you could also use Google Meet if need be too, because it's free. It's free for everybody. But
yeah, we both got StreamYard, so
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much, man. I'm glad that I connected Eli and you last week, despite what was going on. But yeah, he Crazy Kid's what I say, a stand-up comedian, amateur comedian. How would I describe that?
Well, I sit down comedian now.
Yeah.
Sit down comedian. Okay.
Oh yeah. Crazy Kid, you might want to. What was the one joke you were telling? The one joke you were telling me, where it was the Mother's Day. I love that joke for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. I had a job. There's a major highway here called the 401, and I was about 17 years old, and the manager of the restaurant was a real dirtbag to work for. He didn't care what the labor law said. He was going to make his own rules, and he was a really tough guy to work for, and he was bossy. And I was moving from the town that I was living in to the city that I live in now, and traveling was just not going to happen because I was still going to school at the time, and having to travel half an hour to get to work to try to be to work on time just wasn't going to work. So I was like, well, I got to quit this job and I got to get a job in the city that I'm going to be living in. So I quit I put in my 2 weeks notice, and for some dumb reason he made my very last day to be Mother's Day.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, whatever, like that's great. That's a Sunday, it's the end of the pay week. So I was working a split shift from 11 o'clock till 7 o'clock. And he worked from like 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock. So he left 2 hours before I was done. So he's on his way out to go home. And I was like, oh, I gotta say goodbye to him. I'm gonna be the better person and say goodbye to him. So I rush out. I rush to go outside before he gets in his car. I was like, hey, Martin. He looks around and he's like, what do you want now? I said, well, happy Mother's Day. And he goes, but I'm a guy. I said, yeah, but you sure are a motherfucker to work for. What's he going to do? Fire me 2 hours before I'm done?
Tiffany's in the house. This is Crazy Kid from Canada.
Hello, Tiffany.
That was funny. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Every time I hear that, that is like the funniest thing.
I heard that on your channel before you shut it down last week, RJ, where you introduced me to Crazy Kid. That was
oh my god.
Man.
Well, yeah, it was sad because I mean, that chat was I was being bullied hard.
Mm-hmm.
That
was you hit the exit button.
Huh?
When somebody's being like that to you on your channel, that's when you hit the exit button. Goodbye.
Yep.
So I got no problem hitting the launch button. Somebody wants to disrespect me on my channel, bye-bye.
Yeah.
I don't put up with
that. But anyway, so Eli, you said that you and your lady were going to get her a chair, apparently. A new chair for the studio?
Yes, RJ. That's coming tomorrow between like 10 o'clock in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And
nice.
once we get it all set up, her and I are going to go live from the studio tomorrow night. We're not quite sure what time. It's probably going to be around 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And it's going to be really cool. Like she's going to be now. You guys can't see me on StreamYard because I've imported StreamYard through OBS. I broadcast through Open Broadcast software, so you guys get to see my beautiful mug there, if you even consider it to be beautiful. Humbly speaking, that is. But on the left side, what I did in the studio here is initially I had like 9 feet of green screen coverage, like 9 feet wide, and it's like, maybe like 10 feet tall or 9 feet tall, right? But in order to get a wide angle shot, because I use a Sony a6400 to do my video, I can zoom out to 16 millimeters. Right now I'm at 22 millimeters. I can zoom out, but when I zoomed out, there wasn't enough green screen coverage, so I had to buy another green screen, cut it up, and fill my wall. Now I have like 15 feet of green screen here, 15 feet wide, 9 feet tall. So I'll be able to zoom back. My lady will be on the side here. I got her this nice, comfy lounge chair. I got a nice boom arm to put right in front of her so she can just sit back, kick back, feel like she's sitting on the couch. And then I'm going to have her Samsung tablet there so she can see the chat. And that way she can last for hours with me. We can stream for hours and help everyone, right? How does that sound?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds good. Yeah.
Hey, Willis, I know you're in the house, bro. Do you want to pop on the panel in a little bit with us here, bro? I can send you the link to your email. You didn't respond there, but if you want to pop on a little bit after we get down to a little business here with Crazy Kid and RJ, we'd love to have you come on. And maybe even if you want Dana to come on, that would be great too. What we do ask is that keep it as professional as possible. Occasional profanity is fine. YouTube's not going to ding you for that. But we have a lot of people within this community that are looking to flag these channels for any reason because they're very angry and bitter and they're jealous. Yeah. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to be mean. So let's not give them anything to flag. And plus, we're mature, grown-ass adults, right? I mean, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Are we? We're old
enough.
Yeah.
If you wanted really professional, I should have changed into a suit or something.
No, dude, come on, bro. This is 2023, dude. I mean, he's messing with me. I know. I know. Well, for these shows when I have guests on, I wear a little bit of a nicer shirt. I guess this is an okay shirt, but I wear my nicer hat. Okay, not trying to show off. This is an $80 wool hat here that I'm wearing just for you, crazy kid. Okay? All right?
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway.
I just
Um
did the hair, so
Oh, you look good. You have more hair than I have. No hair, bro. So that's why I
I had
emphasize
a
my beard.
yeah.
I
Well,
had
I
a
Huh?
started getting the uneven vampire look, and I
Oh,
told my parents a long time ago. I said, as soon as I start losing my hair, I'm gonna buzz it all off. I'm just gonna keep buzzing it all off. And they're like, "Why do you want to do that?" And I was like, you know, no sense fighting it. I'm not gonna
yeah.
fight it. I'm not gonna color my hair to make myself look better. If God wants me to be gray, He'll make me gray.
Hmm.
If God wants me to be bald, then I'm gonna get bald. But
Amen.
I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna spend freaking thousands of dollars just to for vanity's sake. But I started getting the uneven vampire look, and it did not look good on me.
Yeah. Well, crazy kid, I guess I'm a little more prissy than you because, I'm almost 50 and I use Just for Men. So I cover all that gray on my beard. I actually don't look this good. This is all fake, so at least I'm
Well,
honest about it.
I was lucky. I got the Wolfman Jack thing happening.
Oh yeah, that's cool, dude.
So I got lucky, it came in even. I was like, I'll just leave it that way.
I'll just go with it. I'll roll with it. And
Yeah,
you rock it quite well, bro. You do.
thanks.
You really do. Let
I
me
was
go
on the
through the
live
chat.
stream earlier today,
Oh,
and
go ahead.
there was this guy. He's like 27 years old, and he goes, "Man, I wish I could grow a good mustache and goatee like you got." He goes,
Hmm.
"I've been trying to grow this out for 10 years," and I was like, "And that's all you got?" And he's just got like a few little hairs, and I was
Yeah.
like, "How often do you shave?" And he goes, "Well, I haven't shaved in 10 years," and I was like, "There's your
Oh,
problem. You
exactly.
got to train that. You got to shave that off and shave that off and shave that off. And after a
Yeah.
while, you'll start thickening up."
Yeah, a lot of
So
guys here in the Bay Area that work in the high tech industry, they don't take care of themselves because they feel they don't have to because they make all the money and they get paid for their brain, not for their looks, right? As long as they get the job done, right? And they're behind closed doors and they have the Jesus beard that goes down to the floor, man. And as they get older in their 40s, it turns from like blonde or black to gray. It's like, man, come on, you got to groom yourself up. These guys are
yep.
married too, and it's like their wives are like, I wish our guys would just groom themselves a little better, but that's just the way it is nowadays, man. People have become very casual, or what do they call it? Cash, right? We
Yeah.
Mhm.
shorten it to cash nowadays, right?
Yeah, I tried shortening something up when I was younger, and it didn't work out for me.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I was
Oh.
date. I met this girl at a New Year's Eve party, and we started. We hit it off. We started, getting together and dating and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, around Valentine's Day, we found out that our shifts didn't line up. I was working at the time where our shifts didn't line up. She was on steady days as a nurse, and I was on swing shift, and I just happened to be on afternoons.
mm-hmm.
And this is back in like the '90s when they had those flip phones,
Yeah, yeah,
where
like the Nokias, right? The Nokias,
yeah,
right?
the Nokia, and the
Yeah,
razors, and you had to hit the
exactly. The
number.
Motorola Razor and the Nokia. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you had to hit the number so many times to get the right letter, and it was like sending Morse code from the Titanic.
You know
Like
what they
trying
called
to
that
text a
crazy
message.
kid? They called that T9 text prediction.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm going to terminate this thing. That's why it's T9. But
right.
so I'm sitting there trying to. Our plan during like Valentine's Day was I was going to take her out the weekend before for dinner and dancing or a movie, and then the weekend after we were going to have another date and celebrate again, and I was going to take her out for dinner and something else.
Hmm.
So she was like, all for that. Like, what woman wouldn't want to be celebrated twice for Valentine's Day in the same year?
Right.
So she was all for that, and I was all for that. So I take her out the weekend before Valentine's Day, and everything was going great. We had dinner, we went dancing because we didn't see a movie that we both liked. So we went out dancing at a club, and we ended up at this motel room and had our fun. And I took her home, the next day, and then we went to work, and then, like, Valentine's Day was on like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. So I'm at work because I didn't want to bother her while she was at work because she should either save lives or answer my text. So I figured, I'll wait till I go to work, then I'll text her. And I texted her while I was working. While I was working, I'm working one handed, putting the parts in the machine and running it. While I'm
Yeah.
texting her, wishing her a happy Valentine's Day, and all I could get in, you know, before frustration set in, was happy V space D space, and she showed me how to make that smiley face with the colon in the bracket.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I typed that in, and I hit send, and I looked at it again, and I went, that could be taken a few different ways.
Oh,
Can't
yeah, the
unsend it, can't
penis.
take it back.
Right,
Can't
right.
take it back. I just folded up my phone, I put it in my pocket, and I went back to work. So I didn't. I sent her that message on February 14th. Okay,
Wow.
I didn't hear from her for 3 days
Mm.
until I'm at work one day, and I get this text, and it said something that I couldn't respond to in words, like in text. There's no way I could spell my way out of this text message that she gave me. I had to wait till lunchtime and spend my entire lunchtime to reply to the text that said, I don't have VD. Maybe you should get checked out.
Oh, oh, whoa. Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
it was back
we,
in those days, man.
yeah, we didn't last very long after that.
Wow. Yeah. Those were the days where we would just pick up the phone and have a phone conversation and win the woman over with our words. But nowadays we text, we don't talk. Right?
Yeah,
It's crazy the way this world has become, right?
yeah. But
Mm.
a piece of technology ruined a relationship I had.
You
The
know
thing
what,
about it is,
crazy
it
kid?
makes me laugh every year at Valentine's Day.
Oh, you remember like it happened yesterday, right?
Oh yeah, like I got a great long-term memory. I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can remember shit that happened 15, 20, 30 years ago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You know what? I say that everything happens for a purpose, crazy kid and RJ. And I've experienced a lot in life, and I've gone through many breakups, and I realized they all happened because all roads led to my Lady Dawn. And
Yeah.
that's the truth. I mean, I'm not trying to be an over sweetheart or be an overly nice guy. It's just the truth. And then the women will be like, "Oh, that's so sweet, Eli. You're such a sweet guy." And it's like, "Oh, come on, give me a break." Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good. I
I'm not
try to
trying
be
to
a
win
good
you
guy.
over. I've already got
Right.
her.
Right.
What's
But
the chat saying?
oh yeah, you want me to go through the chat? Let me go through the chat real quick, and then we'll get right into it. We're going to learn a little bit about Crazy Kid, and then we're going to talk about some of the things that happened on your channel, RJ, last week before you shut it down. And Tiff, if you stick around, there are some things that we're going to share about you. It'll be positive. Trust me, I know you know what's going on, but it's just funny how your buddies, well, former buddies on the other side, like to spin things. I guess they've been putting out a lot of videos on you, and they're going to do a whole stream on you, Tiff. So, wow. Thank you for sharing this out again, Tiffany. I appreciate it. Tiffany, we will definitely help you, and we'll share more about that in just a little bit. But let's get to the chat here. Let's see. It's Wang. Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Wang. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my lady Dawn. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally is my lady in the chat. She is the only managing moderator in the chat, which means she can also time out moderators. So please, mods and everyone else, please be respectful to my lady. She knows exactly how to mod the chat. Moderators, you can mod anyone that you feel is being disrespectful or attacking. I mean, if people are stating an opinion, please let them stay, but you know how to handle it. Willis is in the house. He says, hi, Eli, Don, and chat. The Ghost of Woosh Woosh says, hey, coach. Hey, Woosh Woosh. How you doing? It's Wang says, hello, guys. I'm a fan. Hello, Coach Eli. And we're like, welcome at It's Wang. And there's Tiffany again. She says, hi to everyone. And let's see. That was really nice of you, Eli. Tiffany said earlier with the chair. Yeah, I mean, I want to make it easy for her and comfortable for her. Because the truth of the matter is, Tiffany, here's the thing, and I'm not saying this to devalue myself or anything, but let me tell you this, guys. When you choose the right woman, she brings a lot more value to your life than you have on your own. I'm not saying that I don't bring value and I don't value myself. I do. But when you have the right woman alongside you, I mean, RJ, and we've talked about this many times, the right woman can make a huge difference. And everyone notices that, So thank you to my lady there. Willis says, hi, RJ. Willis says, I'm still walking at the park. LOL. Oh, okay. Hey, that's cool. Dude, I like to walk at the park too, bro. Dana is live right now. I'll tell her. Yeah, I noticed she was live, and I would have gone over there had I not had a live planned. But yeah, let her know if she finishes up and she wants to pop on the panel with you and her for a bit to make an appearance tonight. We'll be on probably for another hour or so. Yeah, that's cool. Let me know, and I'll send you the StreamYard link privately behind the scenes, and you can send it to her privately. Excellent. My lady says hi to Tiff, and let's see. Woosh is asking, is Crazy Kid blind too? He's wearing sunglasses inside. No, I don't think you are blind. No, right?
No. I have a condition called photophobia, and it's not fear of getting my picture taken. That's what I thought when I first heard it. And what it is sensitivity to a certain kind of light, and it's a bright light. And if the wrong kind of light gets in my eyes, I could actually have a seizure.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that on RJ's channel. That's right, because my ladies had
And
seizures,
if I have a
too.
seizure bad enough, I could swallow my tongue and die.
Oh, God, dude, please. Be careful, man.
Yeah, I've already had a couple seizures, and I'll tell you, they're not fun.
So, my lady's had a bunch of seizures since I've been with her, and that's why I'm doing whatever I can to get her all the proper medical care. She's got every doctor known to man and womankind helping her right now. PTs, primary care physicians, neurologists, you name it. And folks, if you don't have insurance, get insurance, please, because it will definitely make a difference in getting you the proper treatment. And my lady has even, mentioned this before that, she's suffered from a little bit of minor mental illness and stuff like that. And she's going through therapy. She has a therapist, a psychologist, a primary care physician, a physical therapist, a neurologist. She's going to see an allergist soon. I mean, she's getting the treatment. So I respect that. So Crazy Kid, thank you for sharing that. We're going to learn more about you in just a second. Let me go through the rest of the chat, and then we'll get back to you guys. How's that?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Tiffany says, when tonight? I'm not sure what you meant, Tiffany, more specific. Willis says, Dana said she would come on panel. Eli, if you can email her the link, email me the link as well so I can come on in 20 minutes. So, Will, can I email it to you and you email it to her? Because I can't look up her email right now. I'm live on the air. I'll email it to you, and then you can send it to her privately. Just don't share it with anyone because we don't want anyone coming on and disrupting it. So I'll send you the link in a few minutes here, bro. Tiffany says, I really like Dawn. I think she's a good fit for you, Eli. Well, thank you, Tiff. I appreciate that. We work well together. Has she tried CBD? Well, she smokes medicinal marijuana, but yes, she knows about CBD. And yeah, absolutely.
And if I may mention,
yes.
Eli,
Go
it's
ahead, RJ.
Wing. It's Wing is from Crazy Kids channel, and she's Filipino, and she has a really good channel. You should check her out.
She's really been blowing up lately.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. We will definitely help her out. She sounds like a good person, and I trust you guys. So hey, any
wonderful woman.
Yeah, any friend of Crazy Kids or RG's is a friend of mine. And see, when you build relationships, folks, let's talk about this, and then we'll get into Crazy Kid's story. When you build relationships with people and you trust people that are non-drama people, they can refer you people and you automatically can trust them, right? And that's what that's what I've been trying to build over here. That's what I was building in the real world. And it's really nice to just have a nice, calm, non-drama show. Now, I know we may talk about some drama stuff and this and that for example purposes, but guys, honestly, doesn't this feel like really nice and, what we've been meant
Feels like
to
sitting around
create?
having a beer with a friend.
Exactly. That's how we want it to feel. That's how we
Yeah,
want it to
Mhm.
feel.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
drinking coffee.
Me too, bro. I drink coffee because a beer right now would put me to sleep. So,
Mm.
Well, how do you like your coffee?
I like it with I use Coffee Mate and I use Sweet and Low. So basically, I get my coffee at Costco. Many people that have been following me for a while know this. Costco, they raised the price. It used to be $15 to $17. Now it's like $23, but it's still a good deal for 3 pounds of whole bean coffee. It's a very good deal. And it's whole bean Colombian Supremo coffee. And I freshly grind my coffee right before I brew it because I love it nice and fresh. Once you go to grinding your own beans, you never go back, right? You can never go back to the Folgers, which is the sawdust coffee. No disrespect to anyone that drinks Folgers or any of the other instant coffees. But I'll freshly grind it and brew it right before I do a show or when I get up in the morning. And then I add some Sweet and Low to it, which I buy from Costco as well. They have a great price on 1,500 Sweet and Lows for like $13. It's a very good deal.
Mm.
Much cheaper than getting a 100-pack for $8 at Safeway. And then I buy the big 56-ounce jars of Coffee Mate creamer from Costco for like $8. And there you go. And it saves you money, and it's better than the Starbucks stuff, man. Right?
Yeah, apparently this segment was brought to you by Costco.
Well, yeah, by Kirkland Colombian Supremo, unendorsed, an unpaid endorsement, which is what I'm trying to say. But I'm very detail oriented, brother. I'll try to get more to the point because you know how this modern world is. We don't have the attention spans we used to have, right?
Well, when you brew
Yeah.
your coffee, does your is it one of those coffee pots that brews it and that basically chops up the beans, or do you actually manually chop
I
them
have
up?
I have a different grinder. I used to have one of those, RJ. The problem is once the grinder goes out, the whole thing is
Yeah.
doesn't work properly. So the thing is, it's better to
Oh.
have them separate. So when one goes out, you just replace that one aspect, right? So
Yep.
I use what's called Cuisinart makes the best coffee pots. Yes, they're expensive, but they last the longest. You get what you pay for, right?
Uh-huh.
And I also get the sorry, go ahead, Crazy Kid.
I was gonna say I can disagree about the coffee maker because I've been using a Hamilton Hamilton Beach brew station
Yeah.
for about this one here is going on 7 years, and it's pretty
Wow.
much done. It's pretty much done about 4 or 5 pots of coffee a day.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Yeah. What I like about the Cuisinart is they actually have the coffee pots that are like a thermos, so there's no burner at the bottom. When you get like the Mr. Coffees, after a while it burns the coffee, right? So
Yep.
so what happens is the coffee gets brewed and it goes into like a thermos pot that's aluminum. Another great thing is if you drop it, it won't break like the Mr. Coffee,
Yeah.
Glass pots, right? And then it keeps the coffee like hot or at least warm for like 4 to 8 hours, and it doesn't burn, and it tastes pretty much as good as when it was brewed. So that's what I like about that. And those, I've gone through a few of those. Those last me about anywhere from like 5 to 7 years or so, 8 years sometimes. After a while, the electrical stuff, fries, and you have to replace
Yeah.
it.
Usually the pump goes out.
Yeah, or something like that goes out, and then it won't power up, and then you're like, okay, time to get a new one.
Yeah. But
What
yeah,
sucks
this
is
one
when they go.
here, I just hit a button on the back of the stand, and
Mhm.
and the coffee just drops into my cup.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, you have the Keurig.
No. This is a Hamilton brew station. You have the carafe on the top, okay,
Mhm.
and then there's a little spout that's in the front of it, and there on
Mhm.
the base there's a little button, okay, like this, and when you push the
Yeah.
button, it activates it pulls the plunger, and then the coffee just drops right into your cup.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
So you
fantastic,
you don't have
man.
to lift anything heavier than the cup you're drinking out of.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is
Mm.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's the best design I've ever seen for a coffee maker. Believe me, I've seen a
Oh,
lot. I drink a lot of coffee,
mm.
and I went through a lot of coffee makers. And
Oh,
these
wow.
these Hamilton brew stations, they are the ones that have lasted me the longest.
I'll have to look into it, man. That's cool. That's
And
awesome,
I
man.
burn like I put them through their paces. Like I
Yeah.
said, 3 to 5 pots of coffee a day, and this thing here is going on 7, maybe 8 years now. And my
Dang.
brother gave it
Yeah.
to me. Like my brother works at a Salvation Army thrift store, and they get donations in, and this was one of the donations. He bought it for $5.
Oh, wow.
It's a $90 coffee maker, and he bought it off the Salvation Army for $5.
Wow.
And he's like, "Here you
Mm.
go."
Mm.
Yeah, my
Wow.
brother and I, we get along like two coats of paint.
Oh, that's one. I love my brother too. My brother and I have had our moments, but
Oh
we
yeah,
definitely also get along. But let's get into your story, crazy kid. RJ, if you don't mind, and we can go back and forth. Um,
Oh yeah.
and while you're sharing your story, I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to be sending Willis the StreamYard link because him and Dana are going to pop on in a little bit here.
Mhm.
But crazy kid, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been on YouTube, what inspired you to come on YouTube, and what you're looking to accomplish on YouTube. Whatever you want to share is totally up to you. And then we'll just go from there, man. The floor is all yours.
okay, thanks a lot.
Sure.
I've been actually on YouTube for 11 months. Actually, June 20th will be 1 year anniversary for me. And the reason why I started YouTube is because like I've been on a disability income for 15 years, and it's barely enough to
Hey
pay the
Google,
bills,
what time is it?
and it's just barely enough to pay the bills and get decent internet.
Hey Google,
So
when is
with the
June
reason why I
20th?
wanted to start a YouTube channel is because I love making people laugh. Okay, and one of the things that I've always made people laugh with was some of the really dumb things that have happened around me, like
Hmm.
how I started into stand-up comedy, how how much of a problem child I was when I was going to school, and it just got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do uh, my own routines, my own personal stand-up comedy routines that I do on stage when I was doing stand-up comedy, and do those in video form and put them out there for the public to enjoy. And if people
Hmm.
enjoy them, great. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, tell your mother, tell your brother, tell your sons, tell everybody. So I did them all. I did a bunch up in the video format, and I just seeing how things going, and you can only do so much when you're a stand-up comedian because you run out of material real fast
Right.
before you have to start writing new stuff. And I don't like writing comedy routines because then it seems pushy, seems like fake. I like doing real life stuff. And so I got to wait until something crazy happens, and then I can go, okay, let's see how I can, let's see how I can, you know, tell this true story that happened and put in the facial expressions, the verbal expressions, and the way that it would make people enjoy it, and still maintain the truth behind the whole situation. And so like that's one of the challenges I face as a comedy routine channel is I want to make it about the truth, but I also have to make it funny too. So it's that process of like practicing it in my head to know how I'm going to say it, to practice saying it to myself, and then be able to make the content. So that's why there's very few uh, routine videos on my channel, is because I have to wait for the routine to come to me. So
Oh, okay.
I started doing live streams, and when I got involved with RJ, it was because of a reality check files um, video that I was watching, and I was like, okay, like this guy seems like he's getting run over by this other guy, and you know, so I checked out RJ's channel a little bit, and I was like, well, RJ seems like a really decent fella. He's getting run over by this other guy because he's got a difference of opinion. And all of a sudden, this other guy started running him over using visuals against a blind person. Like, is he going to use a song against a deaf person? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then RJ and I started, hanging out on YouTube and shooting the breeze and laughing and carrying on and having a good time. And I've always said to people that are in YouTube, when you're doing something good,
Right.
when the trolls start coming out after you.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the trolls have started coming out after us. And you know
Bad.
what? Thank you very much. Because now all of a sudden I've got more subscribers, I've got more watch hours because they're bringing attention to my channel.
Yeah, you know what, Crazy Kid? What was the story? What was that one joke that you told me where you were in class and the teacher said, "What is this? Chicken scratch?"
Oh, yeah. I was 7 years old in grade 2. Okay. Now this is going back a long time ago because I'm 52 years old this year. And so we're talking 45 years ago. Okay.
Oh, shit.
And so the teachers in the school didn't like me because apparently I wasn't born with a filter. Okay. There's no Gandalf standing at the end of my tongue waiting for an inappropriate thought to come down, rolling down the water, sliding out the gaping hole in my face, waiting there
Mm-hmm.
saying, "You shall not pass." So I'm sitting there in the class, and the teacher had written this great big long note on the board, okay, in cursive writing. And we were just learning how to decrypt this new form of communication, as 7-year-olds. And it
Mm-hmm.
must have taken her 3 hours to put this note on the board that she wants these 7-year-olds to write in their notes in 42 minutes. I'm like, well, that's not going to happen unless I hurry up. And the
Mm-hmm.
faster I write, the more messy my handwriting gets. On a good day, my doctor can't even read my handwriting. On a bad day, I can't read it.
Oh, I hear you
So,
on that one, brother.
oh, yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
figured, I'll just try to get it all in my notes. And then when I get home, I'll have the time to clean it all up, make it look all neat, nice and neat and everything. So I'm sitting there, I'm going to town on this note. And the teacher's going around and she's checking everybody's progress. And she kind of looks at mine, she takes a double take and looks back. She's like, "Can you actually read that?" I'm like, "Well, kinda." And she goes, "You stand up and read that chicken scratch to the rest of the class."
Huh.
So, and my parents were very strict about this. If an authority figure tells you to do something, you had better do exactly what they say if it's morally and, legally correct. You had better do exactly what they say. So, teacher told me to stand up and read the chicken scratch to the rest of the class. So I stood up and got my book and I'm like,
Oh
everybody
man.
started falling out of their chairs. Nobody got anything else written for the rest of the day. The teacher got so pissed at me, she points to the door. And I'm like, well, looks like I'm going to the office for the fourth time today. So I,
Wow.
grab all my books. I put my shirt or my shoes and my freaking my jacket on, and off I go. I get to the principal's office. He asked me, he's like, "You're back so soon? What happened?" And so I told him the whole story, and he's like, when he stopped laughing, the class was pretty much over. He reaches over on the PA system and he tells that teacher to come to the office. And she gets to the office, and I'm just outside of his office in the main office, and I hear him like just lighting her ass up. She ended up getting 2 weeks off work without pay for mocking a student.
Wow.
And I was sitting in the hallway like, oh, I win one.
Wow. Wow, you got RJ rocking over there, man. RJ's doing the little rockin' rock star movement while you were sharing that story, man.
Oh, there was another time
Wow.
in school I got really punished for this one.
Listen to this, Eli. You're gonna laugh your ass off.
Grade 10 biology class. Okay. Apparently the teacher didn't pay attention to the 53-foot trailer that came with my file. In the front seat there was a box with all the other students' file, but mine was filling up the 53-foot trailer.
Wow.
So he didn't pay attention or didn't want to do his homework. How does he expect me to do mine, right? So
Right.
the very first day, he made the mistake of telling us all, this is the day that we're going to dissect frogs. And it was like 3 weeks in advance, which gave me way too much time to plan something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
believe me, I planned something.
Oh, boy.
So the day come along, and when nobody was looking, I brought in a live one and I switched it out when nobody's looking. All of a sudden,
Oh,
I was like,
God.
oh, mine's getting away. There's people puking over here. There's fainting over here. They're laughing over here. A couple people peed their pants over here. It's total pandemonium in the class. Teacher got so pissed off at me, he kicked me out of the class and he says, you got to finish the class, but you're doing it outside.
Wow. So
I had to learn
Crazy
grade 10
Kid.
biology through a cup through the door.
Wow. So that's how you probably got the name Crazy Kid, I'm assuming.
No.
How did that happen?
Until a few years later.
Oh.
What happened was I was working at this factory and these guys were talking about getting on the internet because it was like 1996.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were
I remember
talking
those
about,
days, man.
oh, we're in this chat room and we're talking with these people from all over the world. And we're having a great time.
IRC chat, right? Was it IRC chat?
No, it was Yahoo.
Yahoo chat. I remember that. Yahoo and AOL
Yahoo
and
chat,
Prodigy and
Yahoo
all that
game.
stuff.
Yeah, we were playing like cribbage and we're playing, we're playing all kinds of, games like chess.
It was dial-up.
And stuff like that.
It was dial-up, right? You were on dial-up internet, if I remember back in those days. Before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It took forever to get online, and when you did, it took forever to get to the next site. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where you go over and you click on the internet, you double-click on the icon for the internet, you go and you make a pot of coffee, you take a shower, you take a shit, you shave, you clean up yourself, you get dressed up, and by the time you sit down, it's done doing a beating, bing, ding, 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 ding. Yeah. So I'm on this Yahoo chat, and we're playing cribbage, and then we just take a little bit of a break. We go back into the main chat room, and there's like 65 people in this room. And my partner and I, the person that was my partner for cribbage, she was from Seoul, Korea, or she was from like Korea, okay, or Hong Kong. No, it's Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah, like I had a few friends that I played cribbage with over in that time. But this particular day, this lady was from Hong Kong. We were sitting there shooting the breeze about different things in our countries that are beautiful to look at that the travel agents don't send you to because they're not getting the kickbacks for it. Okay.
Right.
So we're sitting there having a wonderful conversation with each other. And all of a sudden, this is when I first found out what the trolls were all about. This dude came in and he started nattering at this one person and picking on them and insulting them until they left. And then he'd go 1, and then go to the next one, 2, 3. He was counting them off like the count from Sesame Street. 1, 2, And so then I'm sitting there talking to my friend, typing to my friend. I'm like, hey, I hope he doesn't attack me because I'm only, I'm typing 7 words a minute, and that's hunting and pecking for every one of the letters I need to make just tell those words. So all of a sudden, sure as blazes, there's like 35 people left in the room. He comes at me because my original screen name was kid_at_heart. Because everybody thought I was like, everybody around me thought I was nuts. It's just a kid at heart, So he starts coming at me. He's like, oh, you're like 12? You're like 6? Does your mommy know you're on the internet? I'm like, dude, back off. I got gray hairs on the back of my balls, but I got gray hairs on the back of my balls that are older than you are. And then that started it.
Wow.
So, oh yeah, so that started it. And it went on for about 20, 30 minutes. And by this time, I'm getting used to the keyboard. Okay. I'm going from like 7 words a minute to 14 to 21 to 25 words a minute by the end. And this dude was getting so pissed at me. His speed was coming down and mine was going up. And then all of a sudden, we got into your mama jokes. He started in with the your mama jokes, and I was getting
Yo mama
bored.
drink apple juice. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the yo
Well, he
mama
was
jokes
like,
were big back then.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
they still are.
yeah, they still are. But he was like,
Oh,
I
really?
saw, or he was like, when
I'm out of the loop.
your mama's so fat when she lays around the house, she really lays around the house. And I'm like, yeah, I saw your mama walking down the street with pushing a cart, and I asked her what she was doing. She said, moving. So then
Oh man.
he gets real pissy, and he starts just filling the chat with just total nonsense. Just press down on all the buttons or something like that.
Yeah.
You could tell this guy was triggered. And then
I
all of a
bet.
sudden it hit me what I need to tell this guy. And I was like, well, you know what? I can actually tell that your mom is horrible at giving fellatio
Oh,
because you're here. And it took him a second or two, maybe about 10 seconds, and he goes, hey, my mom gives great, fellatio. And I was like, oh, really now? And after that, the entire rest of the chat room just attacked this guy.
Wow.
With stuff like, oh, keeping it in the family, family that plays together stays together, and all this other stuff. This guy
Wow.
here got so pissed off, he left.
Wow.
And then I went, So then 35 people from around the world, and there's people from New Zealand, Germany, UK, France, there's people from the United States, Canada, all over the world in this chat room. And they were all like, oh, you ought to change your name to Crazy Kid. You ought to change your name to Crazy because that was crazy, kid. And I was like, well, 35 people can't be all wrong. So I went out, changed, did all the things I needed to do to get a new screen name. Back in, I went, hey guys, I'm back. And my nickname has been Crazy Kid ever since.
Ever since.
Yep.
Now that's a beautiful story. Real quick, before you continue, Dana's backstage. I'm gonna take a quick break while you and RJ continue to chat it up a bit, and then when I get back from the break in 5 or 6 minutes, I'm gonna bring Dana on, and then Will come on, and you guys can stay on as long as you want. Go ahead, man.
Grab a coffee.
No worries. Man. Go ahead, man. RJ Sandefur, while Crazy Kid is grabbing some coffee, I'm gonna take a break. And how about you tell us a little bit more about what's going on with you? Share about your new channels, what happened. Share a little bit about that, and then I think Dana has heard already backstage that we're gonna bring her on in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah. I'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Go ahead, RJ. Floor is yours.
All right. All right. So basically, last week I had a bit of a problem, and basically, Crazy Kid. Well, it all started because me and Crazy Kid, we were doing a stream, and we were talking about that. What was it? People need to speak English or something like that.
Well, we're expressing an opinion of common sense.
Yeah.
About if you're going to move to a country, it's wise to learn a little bit about the country, language, everything.
Yeah.
And that got all spun out of control.
Oh yeah. And this one person started saying, you guys are racist and blah 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 blah, just over and over and over. And I just said, I mean, and finally I just said, you know what, forget it. And I was so down in the dumps, I deleted my freaking channel. That's how bad the bullying got.
Yep.
A few nights ago. And Crazy Kid, I think you could tell I was shocked.
Oh, I knew you were pissed.
I was shot, man, because I was like, "Oh my god, I can't." And when my family has to come into my room and tell me, "Dude, calm down." Yeah, that's how mad I was. Because you don't accuse me of being something that I'm not, you know?
Yeah.
And it was and oh my god, and my new channel, The Real Facts, not to be confused with The Raw Facts. The Real Facts is my new channel. I only have 3 subscribers on there. I did create another, create another RJ Sandefur channel, but I'm probably going to, um I'm probably gonna start that one up as well. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel about it. I have an ASMR channel I'm doing as well, but I'm not going to be doing any lives on that one. On the ASMR channel, but the RJ Sanford channel, I might. Um, the Real Facts channel, I might not. It just depends on what I want to do. But yeah. Um, and Crazy Kid and I have a mutual friend, the Filipina P, and she's being attacked. And honest with you, Crazy Kid, I feel like it was my fault that she's being attacked.
Um, I don't know. Like she was being attacked long before you and I were.
Yeah.
Um, but like the attacks that were going on to her
Mm-hmm.
were baseless and stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, but then again, you also got to look at where it came from.
Yeah.
Um, and the attacks were all lies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and it's been proven by reality check files that
Mm-hmm.
pretty much everything that was said in that other person's channel
Mm-hmm.
was a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
He proved it. This is what she said, but this is how he twisted it.
Oh yeah.
And he's done that with our channel to try to say that we are, racist.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is he never gives any proof.
Nope. Nope.
So
Well, and not only that, I mean, did you see the video that Reality Check Files put out this morning
yeah, I
with
did. I did.
yeah, yeah, that one, I mean, he did a
He
deep
ripped that
dive.
chick a new one. But the
Wow.
thing about it is, what is like? Is it more racist to make a comment that someone calls racism, or is it more racist to insert
Mhm.
racism into a comment and claim somebody's a racist?
Yeah. And really, if I was racist against Filipinos, would Wing be here?
No,
If we were racist against Filipinos, would she be here? No.
he
No.
has no basis,
Mhm.
no, no real proof
Mhm.
that either one of us hate any other group. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what group it is. He doesn't have any proof that we hate any other group. Just
I
because we
Yeah.
don't particularly like him as a
Mhm.
person and
Yeah.
he belongs to a different ethnic group than you and I belong to, he
Mhm.
calls that racist. No, that's individual differences.
Mhm.
That I don't like him as an individual.
Mhm.
And
Well
that's as far as I take it. I don't
When it's
like
just like
him as an individual.
it's just like the chick you were just discussing, you know? She's the one who kept referring in the video clips that Reality Check Files showed, white men, white men. Okay,
Yeah.
notice the word white. Okay,
She
why
kept
did you have to
mentioning
say
a
that?
single race.
Yeah, yeah. What if you're not racist, then why are you saying white men?
Mhm.
You know, what does that what does saying that mean? Like, I'm going to protect my Filipinos, my fellow Filipinos from white men. Is basically what it sounded to
Yeah.
me like she was saying.
Well, the only thing I'm going to really say about the whole racism thing is
Mhm.
I got a friend from South Africa that I talk to pretty much on a daily basis.
Mhm.
We've been friends for 5 years. It's amazing that we actually created a friendship
Mhm.
because of our religious differences.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and it's the same thing with you and I. We have religious differences, but you and I are pretty good friends, irregardless.
Yeah.
Okay, we look past that and we're like, okay, we just don't talk about that, and then we can be cool.
Mhm.
So
I'm back.
he was telling me that in South Africa,
Mhm.
the government has said on more than one occasion
Mhm.
that black people cannot be racist.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's
And
not. See, here's the thing. Go ahead, man.
I was like, that is the most racist thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
That
go ahead, man, because I'd like to
the
share an
only
opinion on this.
race
It's
that
really
can
good.
be racist is white people. Seriously, there's got to be something
You,
going on here.
you know what it is. You know what it is, and I'm going to bring Dana on so we can keep talking about this because we've all dealt with this before. And I want to do this in a very respectful way, guys. I want to do it within the terms of service because a lot of these people that are watching us on the other side are looking to flag everything. I just want to make that very clear, so
Right.
that way I can keep this video, this stream, publicly available on the replay. But let me go ahead and bring on Dana. We're going to talk about that. Okay, Dana. I think you're still there backstage. Let's bring. Yeah, give me just 1 second. I'm sure that is her, but I'll come back to full screen for a second here. This is my version of the porn bomber. I only gave out the link to a few people, so. Hello, Dana. Is that you?
That's me.
Hello?
Hello, Dana.
That's me.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, your audio is a little bit hot. It's really loud. I don't know if you can turn down your mic a little bit. It sounds a little bit distorted, so we can hear you clearly.
How's that?
That's
that better?
that's a little bit better. Yeah.
So yeah, I have to turn off my cam when I do streamers because I'm on data, and using the cam is kind of it drags it a little bit. So I can't do cam until I get some Wi-Fi. So how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Doing all right.
Doing good.
Awesome.
Doing good.
Better than some days, worse than others.
Yeah.
Well, as far as racism, I hate everybody usually. How's that? Just
Yeah.
kidding. I don't hate anybody.
Can you guys hear Dana okay, or is it a little bit hard to hear her?
It's scratchy, but
Yeah, she's a bit scratchy there.
that could either be the
Okay.
Wi-Fi or the data signal.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, she was
Oh.
mentioning that we'll do the best we can to be able to hear as clearly as possible. But what we were talking about was, a lot of people will, play the racist card and this and that, and there's no racism involved. We're all good people. And I think what this all boils down to is people just trying to say anything to get clicks and get
Yep.
monetized playbacks and get super chats and get their audience to attack you and
Believe
just
me, I'm
create
getting
this.
attacked by his audience.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, that's the way these people work.
Yep. Let's team up on him. Let's see
Yeah.
if we can internet. Let's see if we can internet and digitally erase him. No.
Yeah. Now who's that? Was that Mike? Was that Mike's Philippine journey or?
Yeah, that's the guy that called us out or called us racist.
Okay, well,
And
here's the thing.
he's the one. He's what's that?
No, go ahead, man, and then I'll respond
He's
afterwards.
the one who spearheaded it. Okay, and then after that, there was another vlogger, Joanne, the Philippine Tigress.
Mm-hmm.
She put out a video, and Reality Check Files did a video on both of them, proving that they don't have any proof.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Yeah, sure, it was inappropriate the way that they said it.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a little harsh, a little rash, a little abrasive, but an opinion about if you're going to move to another country, it's a good idea to learn the language, the culture, and the customs.
Yeah.
So this way
Yeah.
here you don't feel alienated, and you can actually get along and do stuff. Like if you don't know the language, and your sink breaks, okay,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to tell the landlord, "Hey, my sink's broken. Can you fix it?"
Right. I agree. I agree with you on that. What happens, Crazy Kid and everyone else, is that, and I think that might be Will. I'm going to bring Will on here in just a second here. I think what happens is that these people are just looking for anything to create controversy and to stir up the pot to, gain traction. Like with Mike's Philippine journey. Look, I wish him the best. But the funny thing is, he tried to reach out to me after RJ shut down his channel. He wanted me to go on a panel with him and talk about it. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I didn't even respond to him. But I'm like, I'm saying to myself, I'm not going to do that to RJ or anyone else. I mean, dude, listen, you're trying to play this YouTube game on me to leverage this whole thing for your benefit with someone that's been through this for the last 6 years. Dude, if you're going to try to play the game, do it on someone that's inexperienced. You're coming at an experienced YouTuber that's dealt with people like you for 6 years. And it just really, it cracks me up that he even tried to pull that shit on me, So
he's always wanting me to cam up with him. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And it's not because I'm afraid. It's not because I'm scared of him. I really don't care what he has to say because every word that comes out of his mouth is a lie. I just don't feel the need to be in a debate with somebody who, number one, will not listen to the other person's opinion, and two, he will not let you get your whole entire opinion out.
Correct.
There's a reason. Two things that you need to do to have a proper debate.
There's a reason for that. Let me bring on Will, and we'll keep talking about it. How's that? There's a reason for that. I'll share my opinion, and we can all go round robin and talk about this here. Let me bring on Will. Hey, Will, is that you, man?
Hey, Will.
What's happening? It's me. What's up, Eli?
Hey,
can you hear
how's
me?
it going, bro?
What's up, Will?
I can hear you. I can hear you very well. Welcome to the show, bro. You're on Fiber also, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, Fiber. 1,000 up, 1,000 down, baby.
Right, baby. Right, baby. I love it, man. I got almost a full panel here tonight, man. This is great. It's been a while since I've done one of these, man. But so here, you heard what we've been talking about. Here's the thing. You have a guy like Mike's Philippine Journey, and he's an exact replica of this Jamie, Lycan Legion, whatever guy, Chroma King James, right? So we learned what these people are doing through Jamie. So now when an imposter comes in, I'll just call him an imposter because they're all the same, right? When they try to pull the same thing, it's obvious. What these people do, they get you on a panel, they ask you a question, you start to respond, and mid-sentence, or like I call mid-flight, they cut you off on purpose to try to trigger you, so you can go back and say, dude, let me finish. No, dude, let me finish. No. And so that's what they do. They're intentionally trying to crawl under your skin live on the air and trigger you. And then once they trigger you successfully, then they'll make content off of you. They'll say you lost your shit. They'll say, you can't trust this guy. This guy's a moron. He's a lolcow. He's a loser. And I'm just really tired of this crap, man. It's so childish, man. These people need to find another way to make content and money. Right, guys? I mean, who wants to take that?
Yeah, they'll say you rage quit. They'll say you rage quit. You rage quit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, my stream tonight was about, it had to do, it's called high conflict personality disorder. And it's it's basically what the drama community is comprised of. This drama, as I said on my stream, is a lot like crack. You know, people get a quick high dopamine rush from arguing on the internet and getting a lot of people to come to their chat and be on their panel. But you know as well as I do, Eli, and the rest of the panel, you have a stream one night and you'll have 40, 50 people in it and you'll feel really good, right? As soon as you log off, you start to come down off that high. That's why I compare it to crack. And we all know crack is bad for you, right? Crack is whack.
Right.
Well, then you come back the next night and you have another stream and you have 10 people in, and it doesn't feel as good because you're like, well, why didn't they come? And people want the drama. They want the conflict. They're getting high off of it. It's a drug.
Right.
And I am just as guilty as anybody. I am not throwing stones. I go to AA meetings now. So I get addiction and how it can really fuck with you. And so a lot of what you're dealing with, Eli, and what you've been a part of and what I've been a part of, what all of us have been a part of, is getting that fix. And as I was saying this evening, I joined the sisters, the AA sisterhood. So it's women only, which really changes the game. And it's real support. It's real. These women are genuinely care. They've given me their phone number and they're like, if you need anything, I don't care what time it is, you call me, because they don't want me to go out and drink. And if I'm struggling in any area of my life that might cause me to relapse, well, I don't get that from YouTube.
Right.
I only get it from these genuine, real relationships that I'm fostering outside of YouTube. And it's really helping. Again, 12 steps. It works for any addiction. So
it does.
For me, I'm going to be, moving out of this trailer and moving to a place where I'm not going to be able to stream as often. I'm not going to need to rely on YouTube to get my social interaction. And so I'm going to be a lot less available and a lot less involved in the drama. So yeah, no, I totally understand. My whole stream was about that tonight.
Well, and that's go ahead,
RJ. Go ahead.
That's the same thing with me, because and Eli can tell you, I've had I just went and sang the national anthem in front of 1,561 people last weekend. The first time
awesome.
ever. That's great. Yes. Yeah. And
that must have been so amazing.
I was in a stadium. And I was on the field, and the stadium was behind me, and I'm singing the national anthem, and I could hear the people just like going off, right? And then at the end, the president of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers walks up on stage and says, "How about that anthem, everybody?" Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. That's awesome.
Yeah.
The president.
That's a powerful.
Give us a sample.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I like that.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
of the free. Yeah.
and the home of the brave.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
That's great.
Listen, I stood and put my hand on my heart.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome.
And it's really awesome. It's really awesome you asked that because it's Memorial Day weekend. So
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And I
Please
Perfect.
be
wanna
safe,
thank-
folks.
I
Be
want to
safe
thank
when you're
all
on the
the
road.
men and women who have who've given service to our country, and we also want to remember those who have given their lives so that we can be free.
Well,
Right.
that is the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Not a lot of people know this, but Memorial Day is a holiday to commemorate those who gave their lives, and Veterans Day is a holiday that commemorates those who served.
Oh yeah.
So both are equally important, but a lot of people don't realize, they don't really make that distinction. They don't make it clear, I guess, for a lot of people.
Yeah, here in
Yeah.
Canada, we have Remembrance Day in November.
Ah. Excellent. Excellent.
But I'm
Let's
gonna go
let me
ahead and
Cover them both at the same
I'm gonna
time.
go ahead and jump off, Eli. I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, Archie, thanks for stopping by. I'll be in touch with you tomorrow
Nice
to help
seeing
you
you,
out
RJ.
with your
Good
channel,
Thank
night,
you,
okay?
buddy.
RJ.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, RJ.
Good
Thanks
night,
for popping
RJ.
on in.
Good song.
So let's that was very well done. Let's go around robin here and let's talk about what Dana was talking about, the dopamine high, right? About the drama fix, right? And you're right, Dana. In my opinion, I completely agree with you. People want the conflict. They want people fighting. They want people attacking each other. And these creators that create drama content, they know that, and they prey on the vulnerabilities of people that are mentally and emotionally unstable, people that are, mentally ill and stuff like that. And they've even weaponized these people to come at people like myself and other people that they want to try to stir up controversy to create more content. So like when Brutally Lauren came on my stream the other night, which that stream is still available on the Becoming a Better Man channel. The link is on my community tab for those of you that missed that. I had to remove it from this channel because it was a little too hot for a monetized channel. But basically, I honestly feel people like Jamie and these people, Crafton and Kim, and they're not rebroadcasting me, but they're streaming at the same time right now, and they're talking about me. We'll get into that in a little bit, but they're trying to keep their audience in this conflict mode because if not, then they're not going to get that dopamine high. They're not going to come, and they're not going to get the traction. Do you guys agree with that? Like, let's start with Dana first, and then we'll go to Will, and then we'll go to Crazy Kid.
I agree. I think that, like I said, the drama community is comprised of these people who have, it's called high conflict personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted some information about it on my community tab because it's really been on my heart because, as you know, I've been involved in quite a bit of drama, and I found myself getting because I was so isolated. I didn't have any actual friends. I used to not be this person. I used to have friends. I used to have a life outside of the internet. And then stuff happened and I took to YouTube, and it created a lot of problems in my real life. I made a lot of embarrassing content. I lost my temper more than once because I was
Mhm.
drinking, and there were consequences. And people would trigger me deliberately because they wanted to see me lose my shit, like you were saying, so they
Yep.
could make content. There's one
Mhm.
creator in particular who does not create any of his own content. He simply finds these train wrecks who are making content of their own, sharing their whatever, and he rebroadcast it on his channel. And he's actually lost his channel once for stealing people's content. And he is one of those creators that has, he saved every one of my videos, and he would play my videos on his channel, and him and his followers would sit and talk about me. And it's just they're content thieves. They don't have an original thought or any original ideas. It's just about using other people's trauma, other people's pain, other people's mental illness for entertainment. And it's actually pretty low. It's actually incredibly cruel and sadistic and narcissistic. And I just don't want any part of it. And I realized that if I was contributing, I was every bit as culpable by making the content for them to use. And that's why that was one of the main factors in why I got sober and decided to stop giving them content. And they got mad. They're mad. These people who've been dragging me about my drinking, they're very upset that I'm sober now. I'm not giving them what they want, and they don't like it. So yeah, no, I totally feel you, Eli, because I watched you from a distance for the last year, and I just couldn't figure out. It's like, okay, 6 years ago, I was making videos in my underwear calling out the CIA because I was in the middle of a psychotic break. People change. People grow. And so I don't.
I'd hand them an empty mason jar and say, "Here, collect your tears in this. I want to water my garden."
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, maybe you were a, terrible person 6 years ago. I don't know. I didn't know you, and obviously there was some drama and people got their feelings hurt because that's what happens. But from what I've witnessed, what I've been able to ascertain, because I'm a reasonable person, I feel like you're trying to do better because you know better. And I give you credit for that, and I feel like you're trying to get away from it. You're trying to get away from all that bullshit. And it feels like no one wants to let you. Certain individuals, because they thrived on the drama, don't like it that you're trying to get away from that and they're trying to drag you back in. That's what I see. So, like me, you have to rise above it as well. And I know it's hard, so mad props to you, brother.
Thank you. Real quick before we move on here, I wanted to address the chat real quick. Couple of things. Welcome, Virginia, and thank you, Will, for making me aware and referring her over here. You are in a safe place here. Thank you for your donation earlier, Virginia. It was unnecessary, but it's greatly appreciated by my lady and I.
Virginia!
Yeah.
Hey, Virginia.
Virginia!
Yep.
Virginia.
Yeah. So Virginia's from the Bay Area too. We were talking in the chat, just so you folks know, it's interesting that your username is CrazyKid949. Here in the San Francisco Bay Area, where Will lives, and Virginia and my lady and GLM, we have a station called Wild 94.9 FM. And there was a DJ that took his life recently because he got Lyme disease. His name is JV. I believe it stands for Jeffrey Vanderbilt. I can't remember exactly GLM. His last name is Jeffrey was his first name, but he went by JV. And Wild 94.9 is an iHeart radio station, and everybody knew JV, like, in the U.S. He was just a legendary. Yeah, JV took his life because he had Lyme disease. Yeah, you didn't hear about that? Yeah, there's a 1 minute delay between what we say here and what goes out, but yes. So, people go through stuff, and sometimes, things get a little bit too hot. And, a lot of people that are bullied on YouTube have ended up, offing themselves, and it's just not a good thing. And that's why I'm trying to talk about this and, raise awareness so people understand what's really happening. And it's just,
it is Suicide Awareness Month.
Yeah.
It is Suicide Awareness Month, so it's actually a very appropriate topic. I think we can really help someone, and I don't know, maybe you can post. I don't know if you would be willing to do this, but post the number to the suicide hotline, since we're talking about this.
Yeah,
maybe.
We can share all that information in our community tabs, and I'm going to email you back, Dana. We're going to set up our actual show to do with my lady and I sometime this week. If you're still cool with that, we're going to get more into that. And but let's do this. Let's continue. Let's get over to Will, because we haven't heard much from Will, and we don't want to make Will feel left out. Will's great guy, and I appreciate everything you've done, Will. What are your thoughts regarding all this? Because you've seen this for a while now as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start in the beginning here. When I had my small channel years ago, I mean, I've had multiple channels in YouTube, but when I was smaller, everything was such rosy. There was no problems. Once you get
Right.
bigger and you get more subs, and then they just want to take you down. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. The bigger
Yeah.
you get, the more they come after you.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you think about what I was going to say earlier that Brutally Lauren mentioned on the show the other day was these people like to create content out of conflict. And that's what it all boils down to. It's kind of a catchy little phrase there, content out of conflict. That's what Jamie does. That's what Crafton and Kim do. That's what many other people have done. Like the other guy, we were talking about Crazy Kid, Mike's Philippine Journey. All he likes to do is go out there and talk smack about other YouTubers and create conflict, and then create content out of that. And it's pretty stupid, I mean, it gets old. Does it not get old, or do these people in the audience, are they just so how do I say this? Are they so miserable that they need these types of creators to make them feel better? I mean, what is your opinion on that, Will?
I mean, I used to do it myself, to a point, but not as drastically like as Jamie and these others go. They just go. They take it to the full tilt. They'll be up 24 hours each day, about 10 days a week. And what they'll do,
Yeah.
so they'll make these cartoons and get into it, like they're getting paid to do it. They're paid to torture you.
Yeah, and Jamie's had a sponsor, and I don't know if he's still sponsored by the same guy, the Texas caregiver guy. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But, when you're getting paid a guaranteed amount of money, I think he was making like $3,000 a month on top of the donations and stuff. I mean, it makes it real easy to just sit there and do this all day because you're getting paid, right? You're getting paid, right? So why not do it in that case? I don't condone it. I wouldn't do it, but if someone pays you to do that kind of content, then I don't know.
What do you guys think? Do you think that lockdown and COVID really, I think, gave rise to
a whole lot of
more? Yeah, like people were locked in their houses. I mean, I have a permanent Twitter ban because I realized I could yell at politicians. Yeah, no, I got visited by the Secret Service. I was part of the QAnon. I followed the QAnon, and when QAnon went to Twitter, I went with them, and lockdown just happened to happen around the same time. And I had decided to stop drinking in January, and by March we were all stuck at home, and I started day drinking, and I'm pissed off about everything. And I go over to Twitter and I realize I can address politicians directly through Twitter, and rage, alcohol, and that it was just too much power. And I ended up getting a visit by the Secret Service because I made the comment that they should all be executed for treason. And I didn't say I was going to do it. I just said, this is what should happen because you're all a bunch of lying pieces of shit. And I was, that got me visited, and that was a kind of an exciting moment. And, I got banned from Twitter. So yeah, no, I get it. I think lockdowns really did not help. And then people turn to social media, they turn to YouTube to get the social interaction that they couldn't, because you couldn't leave your house, couldn't go anywhere, there was nowhere to go. And so all these communities, these communities popped up, and drama naturally ensued because these online relationships aren't really real relationships. I mean, they are, but your best friend on YouTube can be your bitter enemy the next day. And this well enough, Eli, because at one point you were friends with Jamie.
Well, I tried to be.
Sarah.
I tried to be, and here's the thing. I tried to be friends, and the bottom line is I don't have any hate towards them. We've all talked in the past about this. with the other side, and basically it's just clocking in and clocking out. This is their job, right? And this is what I've been trying to tell people, even people that follow them. Like, they're just clocking in and clocking out. Now, what they talk about while they're clocked in, yeah, they do it for entertainment, but it still doesn't make it right. And in addition, what you were saying earlier, Dana, this was already happening before COVID. Like, Jamie was doing this long before COVID. There were many other people that were creating drama. You guys remember the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan Paul, and all people. This has been happening long before COVID. So I don't think this has. I think maybe COVID. Yeah, maybe people did some more crazy things while they were locked down, but it was already in progress. And people have been trying to capitalize it for the longest time. Content out of conflict. That's what it boils down to.
But what do you think about these guys that work for YouTube? These guys that work for YouTube that are moderators and listen to all this shit that goes on. Can you imagine being a YouTube moderator?
I'd be a good one, man. I'd ban everybody, dude. I would ban everybody, dude.
I think
YouTube moderator job.
You got to have real thick skin if you're going to be a YouTube moderator, because otherwise there'd be a whole lot of people eating freaking gunpowder salad.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have to sit there and really look at the context of what's being said. Is it being used as an example? Is it being used as an attack? Did something slip? And do you want to punish a creator for having guests on that slipped with something? Like, there's a whole lot that they go through. So yeah, I mean, I would not want that job, because honestly, no. I would just ban everyone. I would. I'm very trigger happy, brother. I've gotten better, but
like
I'm keeping it real.
The block list would be 1,000.
It would be. You wouldn't be able to chat. You wouldn't be able to chat anywhere. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, crazy kid.
Just like when the doctors kicked me out of the workforce for health reasons, like they're like, well, did you try this kind of occupation? Did you try this kind of occupation? And then they mentioned telemarketer, and I was like, really? Person with my attitude? Person with my temperament? Somebody pissed me off on the phone, I'll rip that place apart.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But here's the thing, I'm seeing some interesting changes starting to happen with these drama groups for many reasons, and I want to get all of your opinions on this. Number one, most of you know that YouTube got a brand new CEO earlier this year, 2-3 months ago. Susan Wojcicki was the former CEO, and I didn't like her at first, but I really grew to love her because she did a lot of great changes for this company, and I appreciate them. And she was good at handling all the bullying and harassment for a while, but then she kind of tapered off the last couple years. But now Neil Mohan, the brand new CEO, comes in like a bull and starts to really combat the bullying, the harassment, the reused content of people using other people's content on monetized channels. And here's the interesting thing. There are many people that have admitted to me that they were removed from the YouTube Partner Program for rebroadcasting me and using my content. So you had, and I'm just going to mention it, even though he's not here anymore, respectfully, J-Rom got removed for that. There are some other people that got removed for that. And you're starting to see people become a little more careful and try to find more sneaky ways of getting their drama content out there. So I've noticed it getting better, and that's why this is the time right now where I felt, okay, now's the time for me to come in and do what I wanted to do, because the air is kind of getting cleared up. Have you folks noticed that? Let's start with Crazy Kid, then we'll go to Will, then we'll go to Dana. Have you noticed this starting to clear up a little bit, Crazy Kid, compared to what it was?
Dana, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I got some weird feedback when Eli was talking.
Yeah, I was getting weird feedback the entire time Eli was talking.
I think her speaker's on loud and it's feeding back in, so it's okay.
Well, I've got headphones on. I thought that would help. So I'm wearing headphones
normally. Well, it's only when Eli talks to Dana. Everybody else is just quiet. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's strange.
I don't know.
It is weird.
Don't mind. I'm gonna run outside for a real quick smoke. I am like dying of a neck fit right now.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
what was the question, Eli?
So I was sharing how the new CEO. Can you do me a favor, Dana? Can you mute for a second?
Yeah, Dana, just mute when Eli talks. Try that, like mute. Yeah,
Let
there you go. Let's see if that
testing,
works.
testing.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's feeding back from Dana's side. So yeah, when you're not talking, just mute and unmute, and that'll take care of that. Oh, thank you, Dana. Appreciate it. The question was, or the topic we were discussing was, have you noticed a change over the last several months with the new CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, coming in and starting to really take down some of these channels? Like, people are still doing it, but it's becoming harder to do what they used to do easily.
Well, yeah, I feel like, especially in regards to me, there is a lot less, um, you know, people, there were whole channels dedicated to showing my drunk videos. And a lot of that got taken down, a lot of that was removed. And, now that I'm not drinking, I'm sober, a lot of the people who were coming after me are no longer. Many of them have chosen to support my sobriety by not attacking me for what I used to do, because I've said, it's like, guys, you understand that I can show the difference. All you're going to do by showing me at my lowest, and then people see me now and they see me in the future and they see me sober and sane. Well, all you're doing is helping prove my story, making my story more inspirational, because here's a video of me, losing my mind, getting drunk. So if you guys want to help, you think you're hurting me, you think you're trying to trigger me, you're trying to bring up the past, but really how you treat people says everything about you and nothing about them. So, um, you just, I feel like, in my, as far as the direction I'm taking my channel, it's like I was saying on my stream, while I was in jail, I was in jail with women who were addicted to methamphetamines. One chick was smoking 40 fentanyl pills a day.
Oh my
And I
God.
thought, I'm not any
Instant death.
better, because I'm here with these women. I'm here with these women. So I can't sit in judgment of them. But what I can do is sober up, get clean, get my shit together, and try to help them as much as possible. So this is why I've decided to really commit to the program, go through the steps, go get the sponsor, because at some point I want to be a sponsor and I want to know these steps, and I want to be able to take my story, my hurt, my pain, my trauma, and turn it into something that blesses others, not just get my dopamine fix by being on YouTube and getting people to tell me I'm great, okay, or having pointless made up arguments with people that I'm never going to meet. I want to do some real good in the world, and I can do that through AA. I can do that through being a part of this community and seeing the support, and I can help save actual lives instead of destroying those lives, because I need the attention. I need the validation. I need a bunch of people in my chat telling me, agreeing with me. It's just a freaking echo chamber of people hating on the same person, picking on the same person. And a lot of these people are seriously mentally ill, and
Yep.
they get held up for ridicule, and it just makes me sad. And I'm like, I do not want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And
Let me
so
jump in here for a second, Dana. When you're done, when you're done, let me jump in. But go ahead.
but I want to be an inspiration, and I want to be a blessing. I don't want people to remember me as a worthless drunk or a bully or any number of terrible things that, could happen if I don't take the steps necessary. I can redeem all of my pain, all of my loss, all of my hurt, and do something good, genuinely good in the world. And And so, yeah, I, if I continue, and I will, if I continue with my channel, it's not going to be, I'm not going to continue to argue with that woman. It's like, go the fuck away. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I'm sorry. But
It's
just,
okay. It's okay.
go live your
That woman.
life. Go live your life and stop talking about having a great life and actually go have a great life. We know you can't spend that much time on YouTube hating on somebody and tell everybody that you're having a great life. We know that your life is miserable because you spend all your time being mad at me. So, get over yourself, walk away and move on. I have.
Yeah.
So, and with that, I will pass.
I'm going to hire a private detective.
Okay. Thank you. That's great. Real quick before we get to Will and then Crazy Kid, Dana mentioned something that I heard a few years back, like 2 years ago, after I finally figured out, what people like Jamie, are doing to intentionally trigger you for content and all that. I made a point to go on some other people's panels and allow them to try to trigger me and just stay calm. And I went on this show run by a guy called Rogue Internet Man, who's no longer around. I think his channel got shut down, or he took it down because he got accused of some pretty messed up stuff, right?
I remember it.
Yeah, exactly. Will remembers it. Yeah. And so I went on that show knowing I was going to get slammed, right? But I did it on purpose because first it started off with Rogue Internet Man and his female co-host, and they were starting off nice and slow, and then they started to talk smack. And then I just kept saying, "That's your opinion. That's your opinion."
They lured you in, right? Lured you in. Yep, I know how.
Yeah,
it goes. They lured you in.
see, exactly. But I already knew the game, and I was not going to let them play the game on me. So he brought on a total of 7 people. They were all hammering me on the front lines. He was doing stuff with the audience on a different audio channel that I couldn't even see or hear, right? And all I kept saying was, "That's your opinion. That's your opinion," for 2 hours. After 2 hours, he got really triggered and kicked me off his own show. I triggered him on his show, and he booted me off his show. And then you have guys like Jamie saying, "Rogue Internet Man destroys Eli." How did I destroy him when the guy got triggered at me and kicked me off his own show, right? And there were other people back then, like the Mad Shang. I'm sure you remember him. He was saying, "No, Eli, destroyed Rogue," and it's not about destroying him; it was about proving a point that these people are just trying to trigger you on purpose to make content out of that.
Yeah, he was a big YouTuber. He was a big YouTuber, like 50,000 subs or something, right? Yeah.
I think he had like 25,000 subs. It wasn't quite 50, but it was getting there. It was one of the bigger channels that we were affiliated with back then, Will. And so, but what Rogue Internet Man said on one show that I heard of is exactly what Dana said. It's one big echo chamber. When you have people like Jamie, he has a group of other channels he collaborates with, just like the Crafton and Kim channel that is not playing my content, but they're on live right now at the same time, because if they weren't, then we'd have 80 people here instead of 30, right? That's what would be happening. So they conflict. Yeah. So basically, he said that it's just one big echo chamber where these channels just go from channel to channel to channel with the same group of people talking the same smack about everybody. And it's redundant and it's old. And then you have 1 or 2 or 3 creators that are monetized, that are getting paid. And the rest of the people are just patsies, in my opinion. They are. That's the bottom line. That's all. That's all it is. And it's not beneficial to anyone besides these people that are making money. It's just sad. It's gotten old. I mean, that's what it boils down to. I mean, what are your thoughts, Will?
Well, the way I see it is, they want to just restream you. The thing is, it kills me, Eli. I was watching them restream you. Every time I see it, it's just like fucking bullshit. I'm sorry for the swearing there.
It's okay. It's okay, man.
Like it. I just don't like it. They're restreaming you. It's like a mockery thing, and it's like you got to do something about it. I don't know. I couldn't take it. If it was me, I'd do something about it.
Well, here's the thing. You file a copyright strike, they're going to file a counter notification. They're going to win every time. I'm not going to, I no longer play that game with them. I no longer file privacy complaints or anything like that. Everything that you guys have done and other people have done, I used to play that game. It is extremely exhausting. Oh, Virginia, welcome to Members Only Live Chat. Hey, thank you, Virginia, for that. Let me give her a big round of applause real quick before we continue.
Virginia.
Thank you, Virginia. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I know a lot of people are saying there's a lot more I can do to protect my content and to stop these people. There really isn't. YouTube eventually will catch up to all of them. And here's the thing. The audience that they're catering their content to is not an audience that's going to support me anyway for the right reasons. So it doesn't really matter. And eventually, as I'm sure you started to see, Will, and everyone else, a lot of these people, they're not getting the same traction they used to get rebroadcasting me. They're not. And a lot of them don't even display the video, or they don't even keep their replays up because they know they'll be taken down for reused content.
Yeah, they end it right away. I've seen them go straight to private.
Straight to private, or actually, or what's that?
Removed by uploader. Removed by uploader, or straight to private.
Yeah, exactly. They actually will remove it because even if they put it to private, it can still get taken down. So they a lot of them will just usually remove it and stuff. And so, I mean, look, I would not want to create content constantly that I couldn't keep a replay up. It's not worth my time. The replay has value.
The question is, why do they do it, Eli? Why? Why do they do it, Eli?
I know.
Well, go ahead, crazy kid.
Because it's the adrenaline rush. Adrenaline is a very, very powerful drug.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I know. When I was on stage at Yuck Yucks, the very first time, the adrenaline rush that I got, making people laugh, doing my own content, like doing my own stuff, that adrenaline rush just fed me, and I couldn't sleep for a couple days. Okay. These people are getting that same adrenaline rush by attacking other people.
Right.
Everybody gets an adrenaline rush for different reasons. Some people, a dangerous situation, and they get adrenaline rush, and they can lift the ass end of a car off of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get an adrenaline rush for like making fun of somebody, and it charges them up. It just vibrates in them.
It's like, oh, Eli's going live. Let's gather the troops. Come on, everybody! Eli's going live. Let's get him.
That's it's like they're the same kind of guys that who was it that said Ron White said when he was talking about his story about getting kicked out of a bar by six bouncers that basically go home, watch Roadhouse, and beat off. Like those are the kind of people that basically go to these channels, watch the video just to see if they can come up with some way to insult, destroy, or defame that content creator for any reason whatsoever. Whether it be a personal attack by calling them something inappropriate, whether it be a verbal attack by changing their words around to push in their own narrative, or if it's just like they're just making fun of like their entire content. And I Mike's Philippine journey is doing that to the live streams I'm in. And the thing about it is, all that's doing is letting me live rent free in his head while he's doing it. It's taking him 6, 8, 10, 12 hours to make these videos that he's making. And the one video is like over 2.5 hours long. To make that video, trim it up, do all his little, fancy wording in there to try and make me look bad, which is just making him look like a total moron. But I'm living rent free in his head. And let me tell you, the place is run down and the landlord's an asshole. Oops, sorry, I shouldn't have said
that. It's okay. It's okay. Listen. Let me get in here for a second, real quick, and respond.
Channel, we swear.
No, and I'm not even a monetized channel.
You're allowed.
What is it? 800.
When you get a
what can you say, Eli, on here when you're monetized? Well, how far can it go before you push it?
You can occasionally use profanity in the right context for expression, occasionally, and they won't demonetize you for that. But no attacking and stuff like that. You can talk about things respectfully we're good
Yeah.
so far. We're good. And here's the thing: I have a 1 minute delay. If I feel there's something either any of you say, I will dump the delay and we'll just leave off where we left off, like 30 seconds later. Real quick. So Crazy Kid, couple of things, and I want to respond to what Tiffany's saying in the chat there. As far as Mike's Philippine journey, this is the thing. When you have a channel that's, I think he has 30, 40K subscribers or something, right? He has enough of a base to the point of where every video he makes, he's going to get 5 to 10,000 views, right?
Yep.
And that's every 1,000 views, you're making $10 in ad revenue, right? So he's going to make
Okay.
$50 off of that. Plus, he might get people to send him super thanks. The thing is, he's making money off of it because he's a big enough channel to do it. Do I think
Yep.
it's unethical? Yeah, it's very. Is it illegal? No. But is it unethical? Absolutely. It's very unethical. I couldn't live with myself making money that way. So
Well-
yeah, go ahead.
Isn't it illegal to make false accusations in the United States?
Yes, that's called slander, like they're saying, right?
Yeah,
Slander
like,
and libel, slander spoken, libel written. But
Yeah,
the bottom line
him
is this is
telling that you're saying telling everybody that RJ and I are a certain type of people when when she can't even prove that we are.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I appreciate you putting it that way, so I don't have to cut it. But here's the thing, they present their these people are good. They're master manipulators and they're masters of bypassing the rules. They try to make it come off as parody, right? That's how they've done it with me. So they'll say this is just parody, and that's how they get away with it. Now sometimes they'll get taken down, but a lot of times they won't. So I just ignore it. Now, Tiffany in the chat was saying, the problem is Crafton and Kim are slandering you and your business. It's pretty gross. Well, that's true. They are slandering myself and my business. But here's the thing, Tiffany. This is, again, I'm not going to file a civil suit. I'm not going to even flag them. I'm going to let them run their mouths and let them run themselves out of business. And that's the mature way to handle it. It's just not worth my time or energy. I do understand where you're coming from. And see, Tiffany, I used to go toe-to-toe with these people for years. And all it did was exhaust me. It cost me a relationship in the past. It cost me a lot of things. I'm not willing to go down that road again. I want to take the high road and help other people take the high road, right? And again, eventually, all these people doing this type of stuff will eventually get filtered out by YouTube. And that's how that's my honest thought about it. Tiffany says it is only illegal when something bad happens. Our laws are reactive, not proactive. Well, it's illegal now. The problem is the FBI and the police do not step in until the damage has been done. So if you're trying to take action to protect yourselves, I've called the police before. They've come over to my place when somebody was putting out pedophilia flyers all over Craigslist about me in my area. And the cop came over and said, it's a YouTube beef. There's nothing we can do about it. And at that point, I was like, okay, that's why I handle it the way I handle it now. I've tried to take the action that everyone's saying I should take or has tried to take themselves, but this is the way they see it. It's not worth their time until the damage has been done, right?
Yep.
Tiffany says, Eli, it's a very good point. Yeah, so Crazy Kid, what are your thoughts about that? And then we'll get Dana's reaction on this too. She's been waiting patiently muted there. Thank you, Dana.
Well, it's just like noise complaints. Okay, like my next door neighbor was like freaking used to just blare her music, and I couldn't even record a video on my computer because it would come like the music would come through onto my video, and I didn't want any copyright strikes, so I couldn't even record a video for a while, and so I just waited until the bylaw says 11 o'clock you have to turn it down. And I would tell them, hey, listen, you got to turn it down. And they'd basically tell me to go F myself, or the one guy threatened me. And I was like, okay, I don't have to deal with that. So the next time I called the police. Now they don't even want to talk to me, which I really don't care. But after a few times of the police coming over, they decided, okay, we don't want the cops around here because they're smoking a lot of pot and whatever like that. So they don't want the cops hanging around. But at first, the cops were like, well, there's really nothing we can do about it. And I was like, wait a minute. You get paid by the city to keep the peace. We're past the peace time. The time where you're supposed to, you know, calm it down so that everybody can sleep. Now, how is not doing anything about it going to keep the peace? All you're doing is creating animosity and creating tension between, two neighbors. And I live in a building with multiple residents. So it's more important to be a good neighbor than, if you're living out in the country. So, and at one time I had a lady with a dog downstairs, and the dog was just losing its mind all day long, every night. And I was like, you got to do something about that dog, because I'm getting to the point where I'm about ready to go down there and do something about the dog myself.
Oh
And it's
boy.
not going to be nice because I didn't sleep for 3 months.
Wow.
Like, how do you keep the peace? When the police aren't even doing their job. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, like it's the same thing with YouTube. YouTube, there's so many channels, there's so many videos.
Right.
How are they gonna keep the peace when
You can't.
yeah, it's so hard to keep the peace. So that's what these creators are relying on. They're
Yeah,
relying on
Crazy Kid.
YouTube being so busy.
Right, Crazy Kid. Let me get in here real quick and add on to what you were saying. That's the point here, is that there's so much going on that YouTube has even put out there on their website and their blogs saying that, you know, if content that rides up to the line, they let go. And you have to have some tolerance for it. Even YouTube says that you got to let some stuff go. But if it
Yeah.
crosses the line, then and it clearly crosses the line, they will go ahead and remove it. So and even if it does cross the line, they don't always catch everything, and these creators are getting smarter. They're removing their content, they're putting it on backup channels, they're tossing their audience around between platforms through Discords and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's like it's here's the thing, it's impossible to police. So my best advice, and from what I've learned on how to handle this, is to just grow a set of balls, have some thick skin, right? I'm not saying this about you guys, I'm saying in general, like for everyone, to grow balls, and even the women too, because women nowadays have grown balls too. Congratulations. Welcome to, equal rights and all that. And I'm all for that.
The backbone has gotten stronger.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and I've seen a lot of women out here that take the scrutiny really well, and they laugh at these people now like I do. So basically, what can the police do? What can the FBI do? How many resources would they need to have on this 24/7 to take care of all the BS? And what would that do to our system? There aren't enough tax dollars to pay for this. So it's up to each individual to learn how to better handle themselves. And that's why I do what I do. I don't know. Crazy Kid, what are your thoughts? And I want to get Dana's thoughts after you finish your statement.
I agree with the whole, strengthen up the backbone.
Right, right.
And the thing about it is, there was this a thing that was written about YouTube. There's like over like, was it 100 million or 100? There was almost a billion channels and like hundreds of billions of videos. Okay, in order to
Mm-hmm.
police that, there's 9 billion people on the planet. Okay, and if you
Mm-hmm.
take a third of them away as children that are unable to, properly view content, you're looking at 6 billion people on the planet that would have to look at, like four or 500 videos a day just to
Mm-hmm.
see all the videos that are out there. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what these trolls are freaking counting on. And
They
that's
are.
why they're pumping these videos up like 90.
They're playing
Okay,
the system. They're playing the
they're
numbers, bro,
playing the numbers game.
and they're going to win most of the time. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. Well, they
Go
think
ahead.
they're going to win most of the time because, people that are growing the backbone and people like me, that I really don't care what people think of me. I know who I am. I
Mm-hmm.
I I know what type of person I am, what type of person I want to be, and nothing they say to or about me is going to change that. Okay, I
Right.
really don't.
Right.
I really don't give them the time of day. So
Right.
like, do I care? No. Thank you for the bump in hours watched and subscribers that I've gotten since he's
Mm-hmm.
pumped out those videos, because I've gained 75 watch hours and 25 new subscribers in the last few days, and I didn't lift a finger.
Oh, you'll go up again tonight because we're all going to support you, right, folks?
So
Now,
I appreciate that.
let me
But
get to
I'm living
Dana.
rent free
Go
in
ahead.
that fool's head. I'm living
You
rent
are.
free in that fool's head. And that was the plan. That was the plan,
Yeah.
to get in his head, to make him build my channel for me.
But at
Plain
the
and
same
simple.
time, realize that he's making monetized playbacks off of you because he has an established audience. I get that, dude, and that's
That I
okay.
don't
It
care.
happens. Oh, exactly. But
I
guess
knew that
what?
was part of the equation. But the
Right.
thing about
Right.
it is if I want to get the monetization, I need his channel to do it. And
Right. You're
he's
going to
letting me
use
use
him.
it.
He's using you. We use
Yeah,
each other.
he's
We
letting me
leverage.
use his channel. He doesn't even realize it. Like, the
Right. We're
guy's a
leveraging.
bigger fool than he thinks.
No. Well, and he probably thinks the same. The funny thing is, he probably thinks the same of you, which I don't think that way because I like it. I'm just saying that in his head, he's probably thinking you're the bigger fool because he's getting monetized playbacks and super chats, super stickers and super thanks on the pre-recorded videos and live stream replays. I get it though, dude. I get it. Yeah. Do
Yeah,
you
but
mind if I get
he's
Dana's?
gotten triggered to the point where he's pushed past the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's actually pushed to the limit of crossing that YouTube line
Mm-hmm.
by falsely accusing RJ and I of something that we're not.
No, and I get that. I know.
And YouTube
I know
will
what you
take
want
a
to
look at
say.
it.
No, I know. Let me get Dana's thoughts real quick, and then we'll go around one more time, and then we're probably going to wrap this up in about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes max. I know we're getting to 2 hours here. Dana, what are your thoughts? Are you still there? I'm sorry it took so long to get back to you.
No, that's okay. Well, we were talking about, law enforcement getting involved and how most people don't, like people call the cops and the cops are like, we have better shit to do. And it's absolutely true. But I actually got visited by the FBI over my drama. Like, it warranted a conversation, an in-person conversation with the FBI. So yeah, I guess my drama is a little more intense apparently. Um, and um, it just shows how ridiculous things got. Like, when I was able to go and speak with the agents about and give my side of the story, they pretty much had it all figured out, and they even said, they're like, you can call her a fat C word, but you just can't threaten to kill her. And I'm trying to respect your monetization there, Eli.
I'm really glad you are, because I would have had to cut that. So go ahead. It's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what they actually said this to me. They're like, you
Yeah.
can call her that, but you just can't threaten to kill her. Now sign this paper
Right.
and don't do it again. And
Wow.
that was the end of it. And but there were some other things that they actually wanted to talk to me about. So yeah, it wasn't just that. And I was actually very happy when they contacted me, because I really did want to talk to them. I did have something to discuss with the FBI, because I inadvertently got involved in something that was absolutely their business and not mine. And I needed to just like drop it in their lap and say, I don't know how much is true. I don't know what to believe, but if it's true, then it's definitely something you guys need to be handling. And I'm happy to turn it over to you. So, she did me a favor when she called the FBI, and she actually hurt herself, because people don't like cop callers, especially when you involve the FBI. Nobody wants the FBI involved. Nobody. You don't want if you're a bad person, the FBI is the last agency you want showing up at your door. And so, it just shows how ridiculous and off the chain the whole situation got. And that's why it's like I really did have to sober up, because I was really getting tired of I don't call the cops, guys. I am Generation X. We run from the popo. We don't call the popo. So
well, I don't do either. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's a joke from when we were kids and we were, the joke about getting drunk in the cornfield and then running from the cops. But
okay.
I've had the cops show up so many times because this person loves to use the police, and she's still even now trying to use the justice system to come after me. Like, she won't let it go. And I'm just sick of it. And I know the police are sick of it. And, at some point, you just have to say, you know what? This is not worth my time. And so I admire you, Eli, for taking the tact that you have, because again, you have beat your head against the wall probably as much as I have over this. And at some point you're just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do me, and they can do them. And if it really, if they want to have me living rent free in their head till the day they die, then I guess that's not my business, because I got to live my life, and I am not going to let them live rent free in my head. And I'm going to be successful and happy, and they're just going to have to sit back and watch and be miserable. So, good on you, people. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
If you're going to be living rent free in their head, they better change the wallpaper soon, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let me get in here for a second. I want to, that was well said, Dana. I want to mention a couple things here that the other side is, GLM is eternally 29. Yeah, that's great, GLM. Some things the other side has been saying, and, I don't pay too much attention to it, but, Crafton and Kim have been coming at me. They're a part of the Legion. When last year they were going at the Legion, they were trying to get me on their show to go after the Legion with them. So they like flip-flop, right? Whatever makes sense for their drama and whatever's going to put more money in their pocket, right? So I get how that works. But a lot of these people are now, and I tuned in a little bit, to some of the stuff where, Jamie was talking about me on his channel that is going to eventually go down, that Revenge of the Legion will eventually go down for circumvention. But, they're all saying that, Tiff's going to turn on you. You're friends with Tiff, and she's going to, rebroadcast you and do this and that. And here's my response to that. And I want Tiffany to hear this. I think she's heard it before. Like, honestly, I'm not going to have any problems with anyone. And if anyone ever decides that they don't want to be a part of this anymore, they don't want to be a mod or whatever, and even if they rebroadcast me or attack me, I'll just ignore it, right? Recently, we had, somebody parted ways from the Coach Eli mod group, and, they left on their own will. We didn't make a big deal out of it. They didn't make a big deal out of it. We parted ways, and that's the way we're going to handle it. But see, this is what these people want to do. They want to, start creating this, controversy, this controversial thing in advance now, just to create some current content on it, right? And the bottom line is, whatever happens with whoever's here now in the future, I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to get mad about it. People can come and go as they wish. I don't own Tiffany. They tried to get you on board last year. Well, they did, Tiffany. They absolutely did try to get me on board. I have an email they sent me, and look, I could sit here and put that out publicly and talk about it and bash them, but I don't want to. I didn't respond to them until 3 or 4 months later. And by the time I responded to them, I guess they had, started working alongside with the Jamie Legion guy or, the Chroma King guy, right? And so, it's just, it's, for me, I've just had enough of it. I've learned to deal with it. I've learned to ignore it. If I'm going to talk about it, for example, purposes to help other people, I don't consider that drama. I consider that discussing erratic behavior of certain people on YouTube to make money, and the audiences that support those people are even worse. The audience, the people that support those people, in my opinion, I want to go to Will, and then we'll go to Crazy Kid, and then we'll go to Dana. The audiences that support those people are worse than the actual creators, because without them supporting these creators wouldn't be able to do what they're doing. Like, Will, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've seen all the people in the chat, and they sit there and they make up these stories. They're running out of shit to do. You know why? You cleaned your show up right recently. Okay, you had a fallout with the moderator. I think since that has happened, your show has gained a lot of traction. You're actually getting more people in the box. People are coming, and you're getting new people in your chat like Tiffany, ODN, and so on and so on. And your show is growing now. You're actually going somewhere. I see a positive
Thank you.
direction. I really do.
Yeah, Will, thank you. I really appreciate the kind words. And again, I appreciate everything you've done. And you sent me some stuff behind the scenes that really opened up my eyes and, prevented me from taking a step back. And I'm grateful and thankful for that. Tiffany in the chat says, "Nah, Eli, they aren't worth it. Yep, you are handling it the right way." Tiffany furthermore says, "How many people have you seen me rebroadcast? None. That weirdo wants me isolated and alone. Move on, Mr. Victim." It's not even that, Tiffany. He doesn't want people that he's been coming at to grow the right way, because then
He's
he can't
just
make
pissed
content.
that Tiffany's over here. Period. He can't stand it.
He doesn't want people that he's gone at for years that have provided him lots of content and money to grow the right way. That's what it all boils down to. It's not even about Tiffany. It's about not wanting me to grow past his drama group. That's the bottom line.
Crab mentality.
Right? And yeah, exactly. It's pack mentality. Exactly. It's like, who's bigger? I'm bigger than Eli. Eli will never grow. He's been doing this for 6 years, and he still, doesn't have that many people, and I have way more people than him. That's and I'm not taking anything away from you, Tiffany. But it's not even really about you directly. It's about stopping my growth. They tried to come at my woman to stop my growth, right? They kept coming hard at my woman last year, all of them, right? And my woman stood tall.
If she breathed wrong, they would say something,
Right, because they were trying to trigger her to get so upset at me, so that way I would give up and not grow. But we're still here, and tomorrow the new chair will be here, and she'll be sitting here right next to me. So. Yeah, I mean, there you go. But
what it boils down to is jealousy. I mean, that they want to be you, so if they can't be you, they're going to fucking tear you apart. Excuse me.
So talk about that, Will. Talk about that, Will, for a second there, because look, you're a very wise dude, and I know you get to the point very quick, and I guess people appreciate that. But I mean, you're Gen X, right? You're Gen X like us, right? Yeah. Okay. You can talk as long as you want. I really like what you have to say, so tell us in more detail, like what do you mean by that? Share your thoughts on it. You say they want to be.
It's like everybody in this community knows you, Eli. I mean, I've only been in this community maybe 3 years or so, but I've watched the shows. I watched the bashing. I've seen the back and forth. And I've talked to Jamie at one time, and he says, I'm really jealous of Eli. He came out and admitted it to me. Yeah. He came out and admitted
jealous of what? Of what? Of what?
He didn't say. He just said, I'm jealous of Eli. He didn't say a particular reason. And I said, yeah, Eli's got a great show. And he said, are you jealous too? I just looked at him like, boy, this guy's got a hard on for Eli. It's really some strange stuff. But he's always admired you. I think he wants to be you. So if he can't be you, he's going to do all these little cartoons and skits and restreams and all those videos and the memes and all that stuff. That's why he admires you, Eli. He looks up to you like a dad. That's the way I can put it.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that. That's kind of weird. But
that's how I look at it. I've seen it in my outer vision. That's why I portray it.
You got a child and you didn't even know it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's odd to me.
Yeah. He's got a weird way of showing it, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
ODN, the chat says, the millennial has copied your screaming style several times. The dude wishes he could be you. Well, they use my clips
Boom.
all the time. Truth bomb.
There you go.
Boom.
ODN's got it. ODN hit it right on the head.
It's kind of like when some men they want a woman but they know they can't have her, so in order to make themselves feel better about the fact that they can't have a particular woman, they tear her down and try to diminish her to make it seem less of a loss. So maybe it's a similar thing in your case with Jamie. I don't know because I don't really know Jamie, but just based on what I've heard and what Will is saying, if he's jealous, if he wishes he could be you, and he feels emasculated in some way or whatever, the way he feels better about himself is to tear you down. I mean, that's some people really, they don't feel good about themselves and they tear others down because if they can diminish you and your value, then they don't feel quite as worthless compared to you.
And they got you out of the way.
Yeah, it's that whole, I'm not going to let you be any happier than I'm not. It's crab mentality. You put one crab in a pail, it's going to find its way out. You put a dozen crabs in a pail, they're going to pull each other down to stay in that bucket.
Wow.
I mean, I saw that old video of you and Jamie on panel. It must have been a 5-year-old video. And he was like young. It was just the weirdest thing. He was like, "Oh, I'm with my dad." And just watching you two together. You guys were trying to collaborate. This is like a 5-year-old video of you guys. I saw it, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, but it was really weird watching you and Jamie together, trying to, work together. It was just strange. Like he's looking up to you like a dad.
Wow.
Outsider's view. I think he really likes you.
Wow.
He just has a bad way of showing it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm looking at my my mod list here because someone's in the chat that said their channel got hacked. I think their channel was shut down because I don't see him as a mod here anymore. That's Welsh. Welcome back, Welsh. Once I can verify that that's your channel, we'll remoderate you. But I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you to go on a panel with. I know you go on panels with Ginger. I'll wait for Ginger to send me your new information, and then we'll remoderate you. But let me just go through this real quick here, and just make sure that nobody's modded anymore that shouldn't be. Okay.
ODN's in the chat saying he used to do walking streams. I never saw those. Holy shit.
Oh, he used to try to copy my walking streams, and Jamie would say, "I don't know how you can hold this thing up for like an hour or 2 hours. I'm like tired after 10 minutes, like he's out of breath." And like, dude, I'm 10 years older than you. I'm like 12 years older than you, dude, and you're out of gas, dude. I can go all night, brother. I'm almost 50 and I can go all night. I mean, maybe that's what he's jealous of. I don't know. You tell me.
I could say something, but it probably gets stricken.
Well,
say it. Go ahead. Go for it.
No. Well, we know we can only imagine what he wants to say. I mean, listen,
Okay.
I know. Honestly, I could have a little fun, and if it wasn't for the monetization or terms of service, yeah, that's cool. But they're watching. Like they want to take us down any chance they can. So we don't want to give them that, right? Hope Hurts in the house. Welsh is here again. Though I was a mod, but I got hacked on the old one. I don't think your channel's around anymore because it wasn't on my mod list and you were moderated. I never removed you, Welsh. So that account that you probably had was probably terminated by Google. Dana made a very good point. What point were you talking about specifically, Tiffany, so we can address it in the chat? We're going to go another maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to wrap this up because I know it's getting late on the East Coast. I know Will and I are on the West Coast. It's only 11:22, but man, it's 2:22 on the East Coast. Well, Dana, you're in Arizona. Are you?
The West Coast is the best coast.
That's true.
We are on the same time zone. Arizona doesn't observe time zone, so it's 11:22.
Right, and there's a part of the year where you're 1 hour ahead of us, I think.
Yeah, whenever you guys spring ahead or fall back, but I think you sprung ahead, so we're in the same time zone. So when you fall back, I'm an hour ahead, I think.
That's what it is.
So
Yeah, you guys don't observe daylight savings time is what it is.
Arizona is such a rebel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
and
That's why
here in
people are moving there
Canada,
from California.
they're talking about not doing the whole switching thing anymore.
Well,
Saying
it
that
only
the
was
last time
because it was because of farmers,
yeah,
because they needed their kids. So I mean, it's not really necessary, but I mean, people, I don't even notice because the cell phones do all the work for you. It was only a pain in the ass when you had to change all your clocks
hmm
manually back in the day, but now we all have cell phones and computers and it doesn't. So you don't really even notice. And I'm just tired of people complaining about it. So, if we could just like do something about it, because apparently everybody hates it and and they're annoying about it. Like everybody's in a bad mood when we fall back. Everybody's in a happy mood when we spring ahead, but when we fall back, everybody's miserable. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of pointless because it was originally made for farmers to get their crops to the mill during daylight hours. Because
exactly.
yeah,
They
because back
needed
then
their,
they didn't
that's why
have
we have
the
summer
equipment.
vacation.
Yeah, they didn't have the equipment to run, like all their crops, run the harvest on their crops and then bring them to the mill. They were running out of daylight because they spent all the daylight in the field. Well, modern technology has advanced us to the point where the farmers can do so many more acres of field in so much less time
Yeah.
that you know and then with the modernization of computers and scales and stuff like that, it made the transportation and communication for harvesting the crops, which was the whole reason for the time change.
Mm-hmm.
It made all
Yep.
that pointless. So changing the clocks back and forth made it pointless. The only thing that you really need to have as a reminder to change a clock is when you got to change the the smoke detector battery.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get in the chat real quick here. Meg Healy says, "Here to see what this channel is about." Kim and Crafton are talking about. They've been talking a lot about me because they're working with a creator by the name of Jamie. You probably know the whole story. I don't know if you're here to see if what they're saying is true or you're kind of curious because a drama channel is talking about a non-drama channel. We're not a drama channel here. I do business and personal success coaching. I like to help uplift people, and we're all about positivity over here. Yes, we do talk about the negative stuff, but we talk about it in a positive way and try to help people overcome it so they can rise above. That's what we do. Basically, if you're new to this whole thing, including Crafton and Kim, it's just a drama channel trying to make money by attacking other people they perceive to be better than them. I don't know. Can you folks say any better? Will, Crazy Kid, Dana, anyone?
Yeah, anybody who attacks another channel, you would automatically assume, you can automatically correctly assume that the channel that's doing the attacking on the other channel knows that the other channel is doing better than they are.
Boom.
You're doing something right for them to attack them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm doing right, I have no idea because I got this guy, like attacking me right up the wazoo for, you know, a channel that's got 835 subscribers. And within the last, like I said, last few days since he dropped that one video, accusing me of something that I'm not, I've gained 75 watch hours and 25 new subscribers. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I did nothing to gain those watch hours or subscribers. He put a bad light on himself, and people came to my channel to see what the real content was all about. Thanks. So, is it drama? Go ahead, cause all the drama you want. You're the one who's going to look bad, not me.
Well, now that I'm sober and on the, the right path, anybody who wants to show my old videos of me drunk, well, people are going to get curious and they're going to come over and they're going to meet the real me,
Yep.
the woman I actually am. And they're going to get to hear my story and they're going to be inspired because they're going to be like, holy shit, you were really, really bad off. And look at you now. And so, I'm counting on my haters helping me. It's their bad intentions are going to be my good fortune
Yep.
because that's how karma works.
Yep.
So, if they want to continue talking about me and we're drawing attention to me and say things about me, well, they just give me an opportunity to tell my story.
Yep.
And when people listen, and this is what I've noticed, when people, when thinking, rational, compassionate, empathetic people whom I want to associate with, listen to my story, no matter what craziness they saw that brought them to me, well, now they have an opportunity to hear from me what caused you to act that way. Well, I got a story for you, baby. Sit back and enjoy this. This is a wild ride. And 9 times out of 10, they are very impressed with how I came through it because I should not even be here. I should be dead. And so I get to inspire, I get a chance to inspire people and maybe save a life and maybe help someone who is struggling and they see it's like, wow, she was really bad off and look at her now. There's hope for me. So if my haters want to keep talking, let them, because it's all going to come back for me.
Yeah, let me jump in here for a second and make a comment here because and I don't mind saying it. We've also been rebroadcasted this whole entire time by the Brutally Honest channel, and I just want to make it very clear here that there are people here that have told me this is what they're telling me. I'm not inciting this, but I'm just letting you know, Brutally Honest, that there are people that are reporting every single time somebody rebroadcasts me to at Team YouTube on Twitter. So I'm just letting you know.
Eli,
I don't
is
care.
he honest? Is he honest, Eli? With a name like that, is he honest? Come on now.
No, he's not. He's not. And
Exactly.
he's being put up to this by Jamie and some other people on Jamie's, and I don't want to talk about. But the bottom line is, all I'm letting you know, Brutally Honest and Crafton and Kim and everyone else that's rebroadcasting, there are people here that despise you guys more than I do, and I don't really even care, honestly. But I'm just letting you know, every single time that you guys go live, while you're live, you're being reported to at Team YouTube on Twitter, and they get that immediately. So if your channels go down, then that's on you. I'm trying to be a good guy and say, hey, when is enough going to be enough? What's it going to take for you guys to just, go away? I don't really care because we're growing here without you guys, and we're growing with real people, and eventually we are going to overtake you. And we do have more people here than he does, but it doesn't even matter. The point is, I'm just trying to be a good guy and say, come on, dude. Don't be a patsy for Jamie and other people on their end, just because of all their jealousy. I mean, seriously, come on, dude.
Yep.
If you want to keep it going at your own risk, it's no problem. But there are people here right now that have connections at YouTube and Twitter, and they're in this chat right now. So just think about it. Think about what you're doing.
Think about it. Remember the song?
There must be higher love.
Yeah, that's it.
Steve
Higher
Winwood,
love,
bro.
Yep,
Steve Winwood.
That's it.
Yeah. Will,
Think
you're the man,
about it.
dude.
The only song
There
that
must
would come
be
to mind for
higher
these,
love.
the
Higher
only
love
song that would come to my
power
mind for
hidden
these
in the stars
trolls,
above. What's that?
hey, Eli, the only song that would come to my mind for these trolls would be like a theme song for them to put at the beginning of their videos. This is the way
Yeah.
we troll the tube, troll the tube, troll the tube.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Beverly Saint. It's Saint, not Saint. Sorry, I used to say Salt and Saint. Now I see it. Beverly Saint. How you doing? I will have to check in to Space Ambient Live after this feed ends to see what the. I'm not sure what you mean. Space Monkeys are gaming, chatting. Amen, beautiful lady. All over Kids Live yesterday. He was. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for being here, Beverly State. And I finally got your name right. Appreciate that. All right. I think what we should do is,
Never had
do
a live
final
stream
thoughts.
here.
Virginia says, beautifully said, Eli. Yeah, no, I mean,
Beautifully said, Virginia.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's become redundant. It's become old. Yeah, I don't think it's fair for these people to lose their channels over other people that are putting them up to this, thinking that they're going to grow off of this, right? And they're not getting anything out of it. They're not making any money off of doing this, right? Right. So
I just wish these people would graduate high school.
oh,
That's the kind of behavior.
Maybe Crafton and Krim or whatever their names are. Maybe they want to come over and join you, Eli. You ever think about that? But they just have a bad way of showing it.
You know what I'm hearing from behind the scenes, and listen, I don't wish harm upon anyone. I've always tried to take the high road, especially lately out here on YouTube. I'm hearing they're really hurting financially, and they're doing whatever they can to make as much money as possible. And the truth of the matter is, initially, you can make more money going the drama route than doing regular content. It takes more time to build up regular content, but it's not sustainable long term, and you will lose your channel eventually. You will get removed from the YouTube Partner Program, and then you will lose your channel, just like what happened to Jamie. You're going down the same path, Crafton and Kim, right? So I'm hearing they're struggling, but still, whether they're struggling or not, let's assume they are struggling, because I don't know. I'm assuming from what I heard, right? And you can't believe everything you hear, right? If they're struggling, is this the right way to do it? Is this the right way to try to make up your lack of income? Like, seriously, there are far better things to do. I got scrutinized for doing DoorDash and Uber Eats for 3.5 months to bring in a little extra money I needed at that time to help my lady out, right? That's the right way to do it. These people want to talk shit about other people and do it that way. And so, that's all I'm saying right there. I'm trying to take more of the high road. And Virginia says jealousy is just secret admiration.
Yeah, there you go. I agree,
well
Virginia. There you go.
Well put.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest it's like, if they're hurting financially, why don't they just get jobs?
That's what I do.
It sounds like laziness to me. I mean, I don't know these people, but if they're making money by dragging other people and then expecting to get paid for it, well, karma. What did you say, Eli? I think you're the one who actually
Karma has no deadline.
Karma has no deadline. Karma has no deadline.
Yeah.
And when you put bad shit out into the world, and I don't care who you are, I mean, this applies to every person on this planet. You get back what you put out. Garbage in, garbage out. And you have to live by the golden rule. Whatever you don't, if you wouldn't want it done to you, then don't do it to others. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. And yet so many people don't understand how you behave. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. And when you put bad energy out into the world, you get bad energy back. And I experienced this. I put a bunch of bad shit out into the world through YouTube. And, I got the expected results because I got on, I decided to have a complete nervous breakdown and a psychotic break. And I decided to videotape it and put it on YouTube. And I got the expected results. And so now I have to work on redemption and turning it around and taking this trash and making it into a treasure. I have to be accountable for everything I did and everything I said by changing what I'm doing and doing something different, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I'm just letting people know from my experience that when you put garbage out there, expect to get garbage back. And so if how you want to make your money and get known is to be a piece of crap person, with no regard for others except how it benefits you monetarily, and you don't care about the damage that you're doing to people's lives, and realize that people do commit suicide. People do get targeted on the internet, and it does cause them to do self-harm. And if you don't care about that, because all you want to do is get a few laughs and make a few pennies, you're a despicable piece of crap of a human being, and I don't want to
Yep.
know you. So, there's
Yeah.
my 2 cents.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to make an announcement here, and I'm going to give you a chance, brutally honest. I just filed a DMCA copyright takedown notice on your live stream. Now, let's see if you're going to keep it up, sir, because I'll tell you, I've had enough of this. So let's see if you're going to put your channel on the line for Jamie and get a copyright strike on top of people reporting you to Twitter. So
Yeah.
choice is yours, bro. I mean, this will come through within a minute or so. Let's see if you want to take one for the team, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see if you're going to take one for the team. Anyway, let's go ahead and do our final thoughts here. And let's first start off with Crazy Kid 949. Take your time. Go ahead and share with us your final thoughts. What do you see in the future regarding YouTube? Do you think this will ever stop? Do you think YouTube will take an even stronger stance on it? Like, what do you think is up next?
I don't think it'll ever stop because, like when you look at it, there's an old saying: if you don't pay attention, if you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat it. And these people that are doing this kind of stuff, they don't learn from anything. So they're not going to learn from the past. So they're just going to keep on repeating it. The thing about that statement is that's a statement from uh like Aristotle times. The one thing that they didn't say was those who dwell on the past force it to happen again. And the reason why I say that, it's almost like people that are forcing the issue of um, uh, group disparity um, are basically keeping it going by dwelling on what the group disparity was back in the 1800s to 1960s. So they're not only not learning from the past, they're forcing it to happen again and at a quicker rate. So will YouTube clean up? Chances are not, because like I said before, there's billions of videos that would have to be gone over in order to clean it up. And that's just not there's just not the manpower on planet Earth to do that. Can they clean it up with new YouTube legislation in terms of service? They could clean it up from this point on, but they would still have so many videos flooding in that it would take so much longer to actually get them to publish. So, and then that's going to take away from, possible monetization from the monetized channels. Because if the video doesn't go up when they want it to, like when the creator wants it to, they're losing money because their
Yep.
audience is saying, "Hey, we normally get a video on this day at this time." And now all of a sudden it's like 30 minutes late, 45 minutes late, 2 hours late. It's done the next day. That's gonna cause a bit of a rift, and that's why I think the line that YouTube has that you don't cross is so wide.
Yep.
If that line was narrower, the longer time it would take
Mhm.
for us to put our videos up.
Yep.
So
Now,
that's that's a part where like we gotta there's the yin and the yang thing. So that's where I'm at with the whole like, can YouTube clean it up? It's possible, but you got to get the manpower in there to do it.
yeah. No, thank you for your thoughts. Real quick here. So, I was looking at the chat of the Brutally Honest channel, and here's the thing. Kim, here's the thing. I don't have any problems with you, and I have never, ever come at you, and all you're doing is following Jamie's footsteps. And here's the thing. You want to go and report my channel for hate speech. There's been no hate speech here tonight at all. It's been a very clean chat. It's been a very, very friendly show. We've shared our experiences, and that's all we did. You can flag it all you want, okay? But here's the thing, Kim. If you want to be a better person, if you want to be a nice, decent person, why is there so much hatred towards me and other people? Why do you have so much hatred towards this world? And why do you have so much hatred deep within yourself? Seriously. I don't hate you, Kim. I don't hate Crafton. I don't hate Jamie. I don't hate anybody, right? Where's the hatred coming from, right? We'll keep it going a little bit longer for YouTube to do its thing, But see, if you guys want to continue to do stupid things to make money and to create traction that are not going to get you anywhere, that's on you. You want to threaten to flag me, do what you got to do. I get flagged all the time. I create very clean and good content, right? So that's that. What are your final thoughts? Let's go to Dana, and then we'll go to Will afterwards.
Well, I think, wasn't it Oliver Wendell Holmes that said, you can't cry fire in a crowded theater and expect to have your free speech protected? Your First Amendment doesn't allow you to create unnecessary chaos. And, I as a parent, when my boys would fight over a toy, I would just take the toy away. I wasn't going to try to figure out whose toy it was or who was right or who was wrong. I did not have time for that bullshit. Right? And yeah. I think of communist China, who does a real good job of keeping everybody straight and narrow when it comes to expression. But, do we really want it to get to the point because grown-ass adults can't get along and they gotta be sneaky and underhanded and do illegal things and slander each other and accuse each other of stuff they aren't guilty, So I'm just saying everybody needs to wake up and realize that, with great power comes great responsibility. And just because you have the freedom to say something doesn't mean you should. And so, words are powerful. And this is a powerful platform. And it can be used for good and it can be used for evil. And I just do not understand the need to use this platform to hurt other people for entertainment value or for money or for any other reason. You have so much power at your disposal with this platform, and you could be a force for good in the world. And to deliberately choose, not like you're just having a, like I went through a horrible thing and I had a breakdown and I wasn't in my right mind, right? So I made a lot of poor decisions, and I have an explanation for all of it. But these are allegedly sober, sane adult individuals who are choosing this path, and it's irresponsible to me. Long term, it's not sustainable, as you have stated, and it seems dangerous because it is going to force YouTube to come in and start slapping down people because people can't control themselves. And they have it's like me getting visited by the Secret Service because I realized I could yell at politicians. Okay. I got drunk and did that. Okay. I wouldn't have done that sober. Like, sober me would have known that was a bad idea. But drunk me didn't care, because drunk me was mad about COVID and about, not having to live with my mother. And I was just in a bad place emotionally. But looking back on it, I now have a permanent Twitter ban, and I could have been charged. I could have faced charges, because I used my power irresponsibly. And if I could be a cautionary tale here to everybody listening, then let that be the case. because it's happened. I've had to be visited by the Secret Service, not once, but twice. I have had to meet with the FBI. Okay. So it can happen, people. You got to be careful the shit you say on the internet. It can happen. So, there you go, guys. Here's the voice of reason and experience.
The voice
okay?
of God.
Yeah.
All right, Dana.
Yeah, real quick before we get to Will, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Like I gotta be honest. Like I'm really, really saddened by how Kim and some other people are reacting. I was looking at their chat there, and it's like, look, like I don't hate any of them.
What are they saying that's so bad, Eli?
Oh, I mean, they're saying you have a big fat zero on your donations, and they call me, Kramacuck and all these things and all these words for grown ass adults. I mean, it's like I have never ever gone at Crafton or Kim. I've never gone.
Aren't
to
they
any
doing
of
their
these
own show right now? They used to have a successful show. Why aren't they doing their show?
I don't know.
A year ago. They used to have a good show.
Well. Oh, Welsh with the $5 European London super chat. Thank you for that. That's 618 in donations. So I guess thank you for that, Welsh. Hold on one second. Big round of applause for you, Welsh. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. So that's 618 American. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, no, it's like I don't even know these people, and I don't care to look into them. I don't care to talk about them. It's like I don't have any problems with them, but yet they have a problem with me because I want to help people, because their affiliation probably with Jamie or whatever. I mean, this is just so surreal. Like I feel bad. I feel bad. Like the reactions Kim is having, like it can give her a heart attack. Seriously, like it's. I used to get that triggered out here on YouTube, and I will tell you, I had panic attacks, and I had some
heart attack,
yeah,
that song, a heart attack, remember that one?
Yeah, what's that? Olivia Newton-John, a heart attack, heart attack. You're giving me a heart attack. A heart attack, I believe, was Olivia Newton-John. Yeah, the song by Olivia Newton-John, Heart Attack. Yep. It's a classic. Yeah. Oh, Will, what are your final thoughts, man?
All right, here we go. This is my final thoughts. This pertains to you, Eli, 100%. I've watched all these restreams of you. This is what's got to happen. Okay. This is what has to happen. These guys that are restreaming you right now, there needs to be an implanted code in YouTube. So say if Jamie or Brutally Honest or whoever Crafton restreams you, as soon as that restream comes out, it shows a flag into your stream, and you can click that box and it'll shut them down. There needs to be advanced code to cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? YouTube has to step it up, put some better policing in with their code to prevent restreams. That's my thought.
Or how about even just take the monetization, bring it over to you?
Yeah,
if your channel is monetized and yours is not, and they're using your content,
you get all the money, all the traffic. Yeah, all the traffic.
Yeah, the problem is they're primarily doing this on non-monetized channels. Like the Brutally Honest channel is not monetized. Now, Crafton and Kim's channels are monetized. So but the thing is, what they're doing is they're not rebroadcasting my content. They're just talking about me while I'm live. So their audience that would watch me.
Well, you know, you play copyright. Eli, you play copyrighted music, and it gets automatically shut down. Your stream will go. It says stream unavailable. That's what needs to happen with the restream. Same shit.
I agree, and I think that's the deal. Yeah, Will, I think because years ago YouTube introduced the copyright match tool for creators, which is a dumbed down version of YouTube's content ID system. Now, if we were like a major motion picture company or music company, we would have that protection even during live streams. It would immediately, stop their stream in the middle of it. The problem is that uses a lot of resources And so that is not, at least at this point, available.
But they do need some type of dumbed down version for the smaller channels. That's what I'm getting at.
No, they do. They do need to do something, because here's the problem. And this is the problem I've talked about before. StreamYard makes it very easy for anyone to launch a StreamYard, open up a Chrome tab, click the audio share button, and then boom, they're rebroadcasting you right away, right? It used to be a little bit more difficult. You had to do it through OBS. I honestly think that part of the responsibility should fall on StreamYard for making it that easy. Like, if people if people are infringing copyright using their software, they're just as liable as YouTube is. And so the bottom line is that YouTube basically says you can file a copyright, and same with StreamYard. But with StreamYard, they just make it too easy for any idiot off the internet to start rebroadcasting. That's why they do it. So we'll see what happens.
StreamYard has those meetings every like Friday night or something. You can go in there and address them.
Yeah, I mean, I've emailed.
I think that's actually
a
good point, though. I think that needs to be addressed. StreamYards is contributing to intellectual theft, right?
Well,
Property.
Until somebody sues them that has the money to do it and the resources to do it, they're going to keep just ignoring it, because I have made them aware of the situation. And, they just bring it back to, hey, you can always file a copyright on YouTube and this and that. And so, and most of the time when you file copyrights, people file counter notifications, and it just never, ever, works out. It doesn't pan out. They end up, the infringers end up winning anyway. They play the system.
That's a lot of work and time.
Yeah, that's what it is. So, I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's just about continuing to move forward with what we're doing. Ignore these people, and just, hey, let them do what they're going to do, and let YouTube handle it when and if they handle it. That's the bottom line. We're wasting too much energy and good resources on these people. That's the bottom line.
Well, I think tonight was a really good discussion about a serious situation that affects a lot of people. So I'm glad that I was able to be a part of the stream. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Dana. Thank you for being here. Anything else, Crazy Kid or Will or anyone?
I just want to thank you as well for having me on.
Same here.
I'm glad to have met Will and Dana, and I'm glad that I got hooked up. And, maybe we'll do another one on my channel there sometime.
Yeah.
And Crazy Kid, I'll come and sub to you tonight. So as soon as we get off of here, I'll go find you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Crazy Kid 949, right?
Yep, just like it is on the channel. But my channel name is just right there.
Crazy Kid 949. I got it.
All right, I'm Adventure AZ. If you want to return the favor.
Adventure AZ. Yeah, if Coach Eli could put the channels in the
chat,
then I can click and go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send these to you behind the scenes, because I'm gonna have you guys hop off the StreamYard, and I'm gonna speak by myself for a couple more minutes. So you guys may want to go to the front end of YouTube to check that out. But thank you everyone for being here.
Yep.
Much love, and say goodbye to everyone. I'm gonna have you guys go off the top and say goodbye, everyone.
See you later.
Bye. All right. All right. Let's go back to full screen here. Let's go back to full screen and start wrapping this up. Great show tonight. Very, very professionally done. Everything was within the terms of service. That's another reason why these people are mad, because they want to find something to flag. They want to really see us go down. And Caroline D's here. Hi, can't stay long. Welcome back to the show. Great to see you here. Virginia says, I just wanted to say thank you all for being so welcoming. I know I came out of nowhere, but you're all appreciated and solid in my book. Such a feel-good place. Thank you. We appreciate you too, Virginia. We appreciate everyone here. I will say this. Will says, I love the delay because you can go back and hear what was just said. That's great. I have a lot of empathy for people. And I even feel for the people that are coming at me and they're upset at me for whatever reason. I feel for you. If there's something I could do to help you feel better, I would, despite you coming at me. And I understand why you're coming at me because, you're feeling some type of loss within yourself, or you're feeling something isn't as good enough as you want to be within yourself. I've been down that road before. I've had a lot of self-doubt within myself. And I've in my younger days, I didn't have self-love for myself. So I understand how these people feel. I do feel for them. And that includes you, Kim. I don't have any issues with you. I never have. I just don't understand why all of a sudden, you're on this, Coach Eli hate tirade. I don't get it. I don't get it. You and your husband spammed you're tagging me in multiple times. It's just excessive and crazy. And if you want to keep doing it, that's fine. I can just ignore it. But I mean, come on now. It's really time to move past this, go and do your thing. We do our thing, and that's that. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So, with that being said, thank you to everyone for being here tonight again. Love all of you. And, everything is all good. Tomorrow, my lady and I, we're going to do a stream from the studio tomorrow night. It will probably be around 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We would appreciate your support. I'm sure that people will be rebroadcasting. I'm sure they're going to rebroadcast us until the day we die. And that's just really, really sad. But hey, it's okay. We're going to continue growing with positive people and rising above this. So with that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. All right, we are back live on YouTube on the same stream. I didn't shut down the stream. I wanted to come back live for just a little bit longer after the dust has settled. I want to just talk about a few more things here. So I'm going to wait because I don't know if people are going to notice I'm back live. There is a 1 minute delay, so I got to wait to make sure this starts up again. It should start off from the point of where the show supposedly ended, but no, I'm coming back for a little bit longer. So let me just make sure everything is rolling smoothly. Just give me a second here. Give me just a second here. And it looks like I think we're back. Hang on 1 second here. I wanted to come back live for just a little bit longer after the dust has settled. I want to. Okay, yeah, we are back live. And there are 8 people here again already. Wow. If you're here in the chat, let me know that you're here back in the chat. I know YouTube very, very well. I know how the system works. I know how to pause live streams and, start off from where they apparently ended off. The stream was never shut down. I just stopped streaming through OBS. Let me wait till somebody chats in the chat, and then I will mention a few more things here. I'm just really, really, really super saddened. I'm really super saddened at the way the world has become through social media, and the incredible amount of hate that people have towards others, that are just trying to help people and be kind to people and be generous and genuine to people. I'm really saddened by it. And, I've been trying to do my part lately to help as many people overcome this hate and this hateful world, and just, the things that, people are doing nowadays, it really saddens me. It really does. Now we got 11 people back. Thank you. I don't know how much nicer of a person I can be to everyone, including people that have been attacking my channel and hating upon what I do. I really, really wish everybody would take a good, hard look at themselves in the mirror and dig deep and ask themselves, is this really worth it? Is it worth trying to take your aggression out on another human being, especially when that human being has done nothing wrong to you? It's one of the most surreal things, I'm extremely saddened by it. We all have greatness deep within us. Some of us are better at expressing that greatness than others. The ones that aren't good at expressing it, they're keeping it locked deep within for whatever reason, right? And that's why it's so hard to come out here and create content on this platform for many people that don't have the thick skin to handle it, right? There are so many people that have gone through what I've experienced, and they're not strong enough to handle it. I'm strong enough to handle it. I've built up to that level, but many people are not. And I want to help those people get there. And I truly, truly have never wished harm upon anyone. Again, even the people that have come at me for whatever reason, right? You know, I've been in the shoes of these people that I've been hating. I've been a hater in the past, in my younger days, before social media came out. I've projected my insecurities onto other people in the real world that I really wish I could have been like, right? So I get how these people feel. I understand. I put myself in your shoes and I understand how you feel. And I do feel for you, regardless of what you think of me. And I really, really wish these people the best. I really do. Great stream, Eli. Those people will learn someday. Tiffany says, you and Don are great, are doing great things together. I know this will turn around for both of you. You guys deserve it. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Virginia, bless your heart, Eli. Thank you, Virginia. Tiffany, don't let them gaslight you. These are very lost people with nothing to lose, so they have no limit to their loads. That's okay. I'm okay with it. You know, Tiffany, I'm actually okay with it. You know, I was watching the chat. I was watching the chat of that other stream. And, you know, I'll be honest. The truth of the matter is I never filed a copyright. I don't file copyrights anymore. I just said that to see if the brutally honest guy would take the hint and say, hey, look, it's not worth me having my channel get in trouble over something that I was put up to do by somebody else, right? But he did not take his stream down. He didn't take it seriously. He kept on pushing it. You know, you can give people chances. You can give people chances to do the right thing over and over and over again. And sometimes, in many cases, they just will keep pushing their luck. Nope, I'm not doing a 24-hour stream. How am I still alive? Because I know YouTube better than anyone. Because I didn't end the stream on the back end. I just hit stop streaming on OBS. And all it said was live stream offline on the front line. And then I just started up again. I have to end the stream manually through YouTube Studio before it gets shut down. I can come back. I can end the stream through OBS and come back half an hour later and leave off where it left off. And on the live stream replay, it'll piece it together. Tiffany says, oh, okay, it bothers me sometimes, so I get it. Tiffany says, Eli, these people don't feel. That's the problem. Wish them the best and onwards and upwards. Yeah. I'll say this, because I'm sure that couple, I'll just say that couple that was coming at me, I wish you both the best. I will not be speaking on you anymore. And when I was speaking on you, I wasn't even speaking negatively on you. But do what you got to do. If you want to keep talking about me, if you want to keep on restreaming or whatever you're doing, that's up to you. It doesn't bother me. I just really wish you folks would focus more on creating some greatness that you have somewhere deep within you, right? Tiffany says, because he feels invincible, dumb luck runs out. Yeah, I guess they all feel that way. None of us are invincible, you know? I really just want to continue taking the high road. and wish the best of luck to everyone. I keep saying this, and I mean it. I honestly mean it, but they say I'm being condescending. I'm not trying to be condescending. Let's just call them K and C. I actually feel for the both of you. I do feel for the both of you. I even feel for Jamie, and I even feel for everyone that's a part of his group. Everyone. I feel for all of you. I do. I do care and feel for all of you. And I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm not. All I can do is just feel the way I feel and continue to feel saddened that people feel that much hatred for someone, including myself. I don't hate you folks. I don't hate anybody. I'm the type of guy that believes in global world peace and happiness. When you defend yourself, you aren't forfeiting the high road, says Tiffany. I understand that, Tiffany. Thank you for that. You know, Tiff, let me ask you this. Do you feel it's wrong for me to care even about these people that are being very rude and obnoxious to me and just doing what they're doing? Do you think it's wrong for me to have empathy for these people? Because I don't think it is. Well, I was going to leave, but I decided to come back. I didn't shut down the stream completely on the back end, so I started right back up through open broadcast software that I use to run these streams. Eli's a genuine guy. Give him a break. Yeah, I'm going to make this announcement here tonight, right now, at the end of the stream. And effective tomorrow, my lady and I are going to be doing our shows. And we no longer want to discuss any of this Jamie drama or KNC drama or anyone else. In fact, Eli is one of the only handful of people that has helped me personally. Do I know who you are marching on together? I know you don't have to say who you are, and I know you're protecting yourself, but do I actually personally know you? I really appreciate that. Know you care because you are secure in who you are. Well, I appreciate that, Tiffany. I'm glad you noticed that. That's not something I need to talk about on the air, GLM. Starting tomorrow. Like I said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's not that, I'm afraid to talk about it or there's nothing to talk about. There will always be something to talk about when it comes with groups like these. It's old, it's overdone, it's outplayed. Or it's played out, I mean. And you got to see time to move forward. Yeah. Tiffany says, I care too. I just don't go out of my way to show people who would trample me. Marching on together, brilliant. Look forward to that. Yeah. I'm just really, really saddened by it. I really am. It really hits me that some people can just continue to come that hard at myself. And I'm strong, but no matter how strong you are, sometimes something will hit you. Because the harder people come at you, the more they come at you and try to knock you down, right? A person as strong as me, the more I feel for them. Genuinely, respectfully. Oh, it's probably Donnie Shaw show then. Yeah, sorry about that. It's probably him. I forgot to unban him on his main channel. Tiffany says, sounds good to me. They want you to talk about them. You can only say the same thing so many ways. Virginia says, you've made me smile, giggle, feel compassion. You've made me smile without knowing a many times, sweet GLM. It's just sad. It's sad. I wasn't raised to be rude or mean to people or to attack people or try to knock down the greatness they're trying to create. Tiffany, Eli, these people want to see you upset. They don't deserve that from you. Save your emotions for the people who matter. You know, Tiffany, in my opinion, everyone matters. Even people that are rude and attack others and try to hurt others. Everyone matters, right? I'm just not going to, I haven't been letting these people get to me, and I won't let them get to me, but I still care. And there's nothing wrong with that. Virginia, some people are so very miserable. They love to project their ugliness onto others. Yeah. Tiffany, hey, we have a great stream with Dawn next week and come up with great topics for the future and maybe make a regular thing out of it. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. No, I don't sweat the small stuff, Virginia, and I get where you're coming from. I'm just, I just, saw the chat of that other, of the rebroadcast. And it's not that, it's going to affect me or bother me. It just makes me feel sadness for them. I do feel sadness for them. I can't help that. That's who I am. I'm a very empathetic person. Well, they're not hurting me, bro. I mean, I just feel for people. That's just me. Trust me, I'm over this. It's just, this is how I feel. Yeah, I mean, technically they are hurting themselves. They don't feel that way. At least they don't realize it yet. And for some people, marching on together, for some people, it's the content they create. It's a job when they're on the front lines, and then once they're off the air, then they click off and go to bed, right? Marching on together. Being a clown on the internet isn't worth it. Speaking from someone with that experience. Eli, hurt people when you extend a hand to people to lift them up. and they tried to pull you down with them, you did all you could. And I believe they are projecting as I was once. I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm making another decision here tonight, not only to protect my channel, but to also separate this. It was a good stream. We got a lot out, but this is not what I want to keep on this channel. I know the right people were here to hear this message. And, yes, it wasn't my intention to not keep this here, but I'm going to remove this from this channel once I go off the air, and I will re-upload it to Becoming a Better Man channel. I just want to get rid of the toxins off this channel. And I'm not saying it was a bad stream. It's just, it's not what I want new people coming here to see. For the people that want to see it, they can go to the other channel. And new people could go there if they want to, but you know what I'm saying. I laugh at your jokes, GLM. GLM, you are very funny. I think your jokes are funny. They're just not YouTube friendly. The only reason why I don't talk about your stuff is because it's not monetizable content. You know that. Yeah, no, I ended the stream through OBS, but not on the back end of YouTube. Until you end it on the back end of YouTube, you can start streaming again through OBS and leave off where you left off, and on the replay, it'll piece it together. Positivity will prevail. Donnie, I'll unblock you tomorrow, man. Virginia thinks your jokes have always been dope. Coach, why do you look so sad? What did I miss? I'm just saddened because there are so many people that are angry because I'm trying to help people. Or their content's different than mine. And they're just angry for whatever reason. They think I'm doing something wrong, right? They think I'm hurting people. They think, I shouldn't be, trying to help people as a life coach out here. It just saddens me the level some people take it and how upset, how frustrated they get. And I know how they feel because I felt that way in my younger days about similar things I experienced in the real world. So I understand where they're coming from. And until they want to change that aspect of themselves and not get as angry and be more understanding and compassionate with people, it's never going to change. It was the same for me when I was younger. Have a good night, Eli. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate you. No rush, bud. You have your own things to do. I'll take care of you tomorrow, bro. Eli's cutting onions. He's not sad. Well, I can read that. That's YouTube friendly. Thank you to everyone for being here tonight. Tomorrow, my lady and I will start anew on here. We'll start fresh. And again, we're no longer talking about any of this. We're moving on, onwards and upwards. My lady and I have a great show to produce. And we have so many people to collaborate with here on this side. We do not need to keep giving these people the content that they are giving or want from us. They're getting what they want. I'm not going to contribute to it anymore. This had to be done. We had to all reconnect. We had to talk about it. And we had to dissect it. so everyone can understand it. So we leave no one behind that wants to move forward in a positive way, but now it's time to move on. That means as long as there is life, there is hope. Yeah. With that being said, I'm definitely getting out of here right now. We'll see you all tomorrow, probably it'll be around 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, when my lady and I do her show tomorrow here from the studio. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.